Hello everyone, let me just test the audio a bit. I am not using my usual headset right now. Okay, cool. Seems like we have audio, and welcome everyone, Tactical Itch here. We are back for another midweek Faction Wars, Wednesday Faction Wars. And today we have, of course it is still land battles, since Conquest is still kind of buggy, so I decided to just go for the good old land battles. Never, never goes wrong with that classic game mode. And yeah. Right here we have Sir Groot versus Pembrokeshire. I'm not sure if he's actually from UK, but that is a very UK username. But yeah, we have a bit of a Slaanesh mirror match right here. Yes, indeed, we are going speed versus speed. That's because we have a couple duplicate factions in this faction wars, and I had the bright idea of, you know what, let's just let the mirror players duke it out and see who is the actual representative of the faction. And before they move on to actually fighting other factions, they need to go through a civil war before before representing other factions. Just gotta figure out who is the real Slaanesh or High Elf player. Yep, the other duplicate factions are High Elf players. So yeah, we do have another mirror match later, which is between High Elves. Right here we have Sir Groot versus Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire seems to be a relatively new player as far as I know. Haven't really seen him before, so let's see what happens here. Knighthood, our cheese will blot out the sky. It's gonna be all arrows. Oh wait, no, are you referring to the rat jokes? Ah well, anyways. Let's just get this show on the road and see what happens between the two Slaanesh players. You don't really see mirror matches often because people generally avoid them, but once in a while it would be funny to do it. So I did, and just kind of pin the Slaanesh players against each other. Especially like you don't see Slaanesh players a lot, and you gotta be really good at your micro to actually do this. Since it really comes down to who can get charges on who, with the devastating flanker charge bonus and all that. Anyways, we are going to be waiting for a bit here. It seems like Pembrokeshire is still going through his army picks with some leftover funds, while Sir Groot has decided with his units. But yeah, we shall see what happens here. I have no idea how this is gonna go, since it is literally the same damn faction. There's no favor or disadvantage either side. So yeah, we're just gonna be waiting. We're just gonna be waiting for the two players. Looks like they're ready, and we're going in. First map would be Outdoor Outskirt, one of the classic land battles map. And yep, we are having Slaanesh versus Slaanesh. On one side we have 5 Marauders and 3 Furies, 2 Seekers, and of course 3 very strong state pole fiends of Slaanesh, led by an exalted keeper of secrets. On the other side, for the red Slaanesh from Pembrokeshire, we have a Herald of Slaanesh, 3 Marauders, 4 Seekers, 2 Furies, and 3 Fiends. And yeah, let's see what happens here. It's not exactly same build, Seepa. It's like similar but not the same. You can see some big monster differences. Mostly the same elements are just Furies. Well, I mean, most of the army are the same. The components are the same, but like because the Lord isn't the same, that gives both builds a different width in their in their army. Maybe in the end, the width-wise, everything's the same, but quality-wise, in terms of troop quality, Sir Groot is at a disadvantage since he has more funds going into a very expensive exalted keeper of secrets. The 3 fiends will win. Yeah, of course, both sides have 3 fiends. The question is, which 3 fiends will win? Maybe it's only 1 fiend will win when there is only 1 survivor in the end or something, but we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, both sides have very similar army builds. The only difference really is the Lord choice and the subsequent difference in their prices, and leading to the difference in troop quality. It comes down to which Lord survives the double paveining each other. I don't think Herald of Slaanesh can pop a double pavane. Oh shit, she doesn't even have Pavane. Locus of Grace only. She's a shadow sorcerer. She has a shadow caster, so enfeebling foe for her stat debuffs, a Pit of Shades to nuke enemy units, and Malkov's mystifying miasma to drain health. And yeah, the Locus of Grace for buffing surrounding units, and on the other side for the other Slaanesh army, the blue Slaanesh army, we have the Exalted Keeper of Secrets of Slaanesh lore, of course, Pavane and Seductive Glory. That's it. That's all his active abilities. Seductive, that is the double rampage. On the other side, there is no rampage. I think Sir Grit is already on a pretty nice spot. Having the ability to dictate melee engagements is very useful against these kind of all-in factions engagements. When both sides are going with all-in Slaanesh. Slaanesh, unfortunately, is just a glass cannon faction, so when units get hit, they get hit hard and they'll just die fast. So, yeah. I do think Sir Grit with his ability choices, the double rampage, it's gonna be quite lethal, which Pembrokeshire would be struggling to deal with. Oh, also let me know if there's any audio issues, because I'm not on my headset. I'm on a shitty earphone, because it's hot. I don't want my headset drenched in sweat, because it's covering my full ears and it's gonna be like hot. Plus the PC emitting heat as well, so not great. Anyways, Pembrokeshire is maneuvering the forces forward, already dropping in Fury Summon? No? Okay. Oh, the Fury Summon is here. Cancelled it out with an enfeebling fold, nuking the stats of these Chaos Furies of Slaanesh, and then the Blue Furies took a horrible engagement in this fight, getting absolutely annihilated in this fight. On the other side there, Sir Grit managing to catch some Devoted Marauders, but there are some Seekers right in front of them, and also Fiends ready to just pounce on them. So they want to get out of there ASAP, because the supporting Marauders are a bit far away. Now the Fiends are pouncing onto them. Seekers over here, Sir Grit once again getting caught out. Ooh, Sir Grit is definitely slipping a bit with his micro here, getting caught out of position with multiple expensive units already behind on the balance of power. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets is in a key pitch engagement, just smashing these Furies, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is that these Fiends of Blue Slaanesh can survive the onslaught. Seems like the Fiends over here, these two of them pull out fine, and the Seekers, unfortunately, are just left to die. Pit of Shades here, nuking some Devoted Marauders, but also doing some friendly fire to nearby Furies, and the Fiends doesn't really care. Now, the Exalted Keeper of Secrets is in a bit of trouble, taking some damage earlier, but now the Herald of Slaanesh is a little bit isolated. This would be a nice time to use a Pavane, but I assume the Rampage is off right now, so it's not off cooldown just yet. So yeah, the Herald will be slipping away from the grasp of the Exalted Keeper of Secrets. Now Pembrokeshire, a very nice control with the mobility, just flooding over to the other side, and Sir Grit will be throwing the game, throwing in the towel. Damn, that was a brutal defeat. Like, getting caught with such a narrow build, I suppose, really put Sir Grit in a back foot. Losing out some key elements on his mobility. All the Furies just straight up died, especially the enfeebling foe. I was surprised how good it was, and yeah, just died. They just died straight up into a charge against the other Furies, just because their stats got nuked. And a couple of Seekers getting caught out. That was a pretty big mistake from Sir Grit's end, throwing in them a little bit too haphazardly in front of the enemy Seekers, but I guess they were in the tree, so perhaps Sir Grit couldn't see them right behind the enemy Marauders. By the time they wanted to pull out, it was way too late, and the Seekers just kind of died to the counter charge from superior mobility. That is it. That was a quick game from the Slaanesh Mirror. I suppose you live fast, you die fast with that faction. I'll be fighting against Pembrokeshire, and yeah, that is my next opponent. Give me a second. I just need to switch over a bit. Give me a second there. I am a bit. Yeah. Anyways, okay, I'm just gonna go in and jump in against the fight. Okay, give me a second. I am going Warriors of Chaos here, and I'm not gonna bother blocking my screen anyways. Give me a second. I need to quickly, search up some stuff. Alright, cool. Yeah, cool. I am going Warriors of Chaos. I am gonna check out my build and see what happens here. I need a cheap spell. Maybe that. Chaos Deed. Siege. Fire. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it's Slaanesh. I don't wanna... Alright, cool. We'll do that. And then, what else am I supposed to do here? Maybe that. And then pink fire to just blow stuff up, maybe. Or actually, maybe I should switch. Actually, I want to get as cheap of a caster as possible with my low choices. So maybe I'll just get that. Oh, Tormentor Sword would be nice. Okay, I'll just keep Tormentor Sword. Spirit Leech, Doom and Darkness, and then get us, not this guy, Slaanesh Sorcerer, Siege Sorcerer with all these stuff. It's magic attacks. It's nice and all, but it doesn't really need that. We don't need Katam today. We just need a bit of treason, and that's all we need, really. And I hope that's all we need. Yeah, Paragon of Ruin, maybe with the okay, we'll just keep these for now, and let's see what happens. Frontline wise, I'll just bring a few exalted champions, and ooh, let's just bring this. I recently cast a game which will be probably going online on the channel next week, which used Aeson the Fallen, so this would be pretty neat. Does it have further leadership debuff? I do wonder. And also the Aeson the Fallen chain hacks ability is a lot more damaging now, so it might be useful. Other than that, not much here. And we'll just get some, yeah, we'll just get some chaff on the front line. And a few halberds on the back line, and then we're out of money. Great. Fucking great. Yeah. Yeah, the only problem is Aeson the Fallen might get Rampage into a fight, which we don't want. Ah, well, I don't think we have much of a choice here. We might have invested too much in the front line, so let's just keep some stuff around for something else. What else can I invest on? An exalted hero, maybe? A duelist? A duelist might be neat. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm not Dwarf Warriors, man. I'm not Dwarfs, dude. Like, I don't play meta factions. No, just kidding. I'm feeling like testing out my meme build. So. Yeah, anyways, I do need to hurry up because my opponent is ready. I'm not. I don't really want to bring skirmishers into play because they're just going to get shot to death. Alright, cool. If we can... We don't have enough funds for that. Oh, never mind. Well. Here goes nothing, everyone. Oh, we do have extra funds now. Can we? Oh, no, we can't bring in this part. Alright, let's go. I have less mobility than Dwarfs. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Oh, well, I mean, I'm just going in with memes. I don't really care at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's great that if I win, that's great. But if I lose, that's also great because I can concentrate on casting. So it's like a win-win scenario. Boxing with no missiles. That is the thing. I don't really have a choice here, isn't it? Like, Warriors of Chaos, what kind of missiles do we have? Nothing. We don't have shit. I guess we can, if you count the Hell Cannons and Marauder Horses, but they're just gonna get rampaged to death, and as in getting rampage goes into a fight, dies horribly in melee, so might as well not. I'm just coming in with some solid aspiring champion core. That's about all I'm gonna do. And I hope they're not gonna bring a pendulum against me or anything. So there's that. Yeah, some halberds. We're boxing. We're boxing. Big blob. Yeah. Look, I am bringing a double sorcerer build. Let me have it. I don't have any meta here. I've freaking got 3 aspiring champions, man. Let me have it. And also, it seems like Pembrokeshire, despite being a new name, is definitely a very solid player. So, as a person who doesn't have shit for micro, I am not risking it. I am not risking it. I'm still playing what I'm gonna play. But yeah, alright. I am ready. Alright, I am blobbing. Sorry, I was on a bit of a message. Doing some admin stuff, but oh no! Oh no, it's all skirmish! Oh, I'm so dead. But yeah, I'm so dead. Whatever. Well, whatever. We roll with whatever we can get. We go. Alright, let's see if we can catch them a bit. Nope, Pembrokeshire is definitely running away before taking too much damage from my box. I'm fine with stuff getting shot at mostly. with the Marauders and aspiring champions and all that. As long as he's not shooting at my Mutilative Vortex Beast, I am okay with that. Oh fuck. He is trying to shoot it. Run! Run! Juke! Alright, cool. He is tearing apart my formation a bit. I don't have a choice here, and my Mutilative Vortex Beast is getting lit up, so yeah, not great. Mutilative Vortex Beast, one problem is that it doesn't have much armor, so it's gonna take a ton of damage if you get shot. Alright, cool. Yeah, cool. We keep moving up. Yeah, aspiring champions should be able to hit back. Just keep hitting back, boys. Okay, the Marauder horses are at the back line, so as long as I don't... Alright, cool. Go back a bit, and then send up the Marauder infantry screen. Alright. Back and forth a bit. These are aspiring champions, they're less acceptable. Okay, here comes the pavilion, I suppose. Right, here we go, here we go. We have to follow up with all the infantry with us, and the double sorcerer just keep moving up. Alright, shit, it's getting annihilated. Oh boy. Alright, let's try and kill it. And then... Oh, fuck. Missed it. Alright, cool. This might be a time. Lag? Dude! Come on! Wait, what? And it's dead. Fuck. And it's already dead. Yeah, I don't have anything to deal with the enemy mobility. That was a shame. That was a very nicely micro play with the mobility and all. But yeah, this definitely doesn't feel like playing against a new player with all the micro. Alright, we lost a big monster piece, and we didn't really have much to show after that, so we will have to keep boxing or something. And keep pushing, I guess. I guess if I don't have a monster piece, I would have a better chance against this build, but I mean, we can still try to box. We just have a lot less agency on the field right now, unfortunately. Now it's just javelin time all over my warriors, I suppose. Oh, now they're rampaging these warriors. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can take them down in a melee fight. We are getting psycho charged pretty damn hard here, so... Alright, cool. Let's just flood in with our forces. And hope we can try to duke it out. Aspiring champions should be able to handle themselves against the enemy demons, but everything else not great. Oh shit, what the fuck happened to these guys? They just got annihilated on the charge. Oh boy. Yeah, this doesn't feel like playing against a new player. Damn. Alright, cool. Huh. Wait, hold on. Okay. I don't really have a way to use my build, like, properly, unfortunately. We're getting picked apart here. My god. Can we even drop their leadership low enough to break them? No, we probably can't. Nope. 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 I always got melted by demons. Yeah, sounds about right, yeah. I wasn't really able to pay attention on what happened everywhere, so... No, we can't even drop their leadership down low enough. Ah, well, whatever. Unfortunately, this build doesn't quite work here. We got picked apart with superior micro of our opponent. I even forgot to use the Tormentor Sword. Huh.
Sorcerer Lord.
Okay. I guess we can use it here, I suppose. Not that we have anywhere else to use it. Well. And that shall be GG, I think. We got outplayed pretty hard here. Alright. But yeah, our Mutila Vortex Beast got kited to death, and we couldn't really do much about that kiting. They got a lot of value with their shooting build. And then, seems like Slaanesh just got the battlefield control in this fight. Doesn't really need to charge into my formation, slowly picking apart my box. Really well executed way to kite out a box. And since I don't have the missiles to counteract enemy mobility, I just lost all initiative here right at the beginning and unable to deal with the enemy mobility cycle charging around. Really well played from Pembrokeshire, and yeah, we'll be moving on to the next stage. And I think that is gonna be Pembrokeshire versus who? Let me just check. I don't think it's even out yet. Alright, hold on. Gambren is still waiting for the opponent, so we might cast some battles first. Yeah, I will just be let me just quickly message some stuff on Discord, and then I'll be back to casting games. Alright, let me see. I think I'm getting quite a few replays. So yeah, we have a ton of materials right now, so let me just get those replays downloaded and we should be good to go. Alright, let's see. Nurgle versus Tomb Kings. We have the Kislev versus Demons of Chaos. And what else? Deepa's replay is in as well, and I think we have everything actually. Yeah, give me a second. I'm just need to organize some stuff, and then we should be good to cast replays and stuff. Okay, cool. Let me just check my download folder. Current act versus. Yeah, I think we already have that replay sent. Oh, hold on. Okay, let me just check. We have a few plays. Just let me download them, save them up, and then we should be good to go. There we go. Alright. First up, we have a Khorne versus Vampire Count army build. Oh, actually, you know what? We should go and check out the live replays and see if anyone's got a lobby. Yeah, that would be a better call. Yep, let me just do that. Alright, cool. We have a live battle going on right now that we can just hop in. Perfect. Instead of casting replays, we can just go and spectate. We can leave the replays for later. That's what we're gonna do. Alright, cool. Screen blocker on, and we are good to go once again. Why would Slaanesh even normally bring quad missile cav? Is the vortex be still a meta? The thing is, Slaanesh struggles to take down single entity giant monsters, right? So that you need something to deal with them, and Slaanesh missiles is a good call usually. It's usually a good call, and at least that's my line of thought. I don't know what I would take as a Slaanesh player, because I don't play Slaanesh usually. And Warriors of Chaos usually is just too versatile to bring a fixated on a certain build. Yeah. So like with all the stuff Warriors of Chaos can take, it's hard. I usually find it hard to counter stuff like Empire and Warriors of Chaos and maybe Demons and Beastmen as well, since they have such a diversified toolkit from all those Chaos God aligned units. They just have quite an easy time to get so many different units to help them win games and stuff. Quite a lot of players for today's tournament. Yeah, we have, I think we have 15 that managed to sign up and check in. So we have almost 4 full rounds of games. Well, there's one by round, but that is me. So everyone else basically gets to play 4 games. As or at least have the chance to play from round 1. I mean, so yeah, which is great actually, because I got to focus on casting, and other players can all just get to play without needing to go for a buy round or anything. But yeah, for this battle, we are gonna unblock the screen. We have Valkyr the Bloody on Khorne side, from Scarborough and Zexy going with Tinge. Another battle between Chaos. We have been only showing Chaos battles so far, really. We have the Slaanesh Mirror, and then Warriors of Chaos versus Slaanesh, and then now Khorne versus Tinge. And either Tinge or Khorne will be going up against Slaanesh. So that is going to be the next battle we are watching. And yeah. Anyways, we have the army builds here. Scarbran, we have Scarbran Jan. We're not calling him Scarbran only because we have Scarbran in the game, so it's gonna be a bit confusing. And on top of that, Scarbran once again, despite calling himself Scarbran, he does not bring Scarbran every damn time, I swear. So yeah, Valkyr the Bloody leading the army, supported by Karanak. Because he is on the Khorne roster, I didn't ban the. Oh, he didn't bring the... Oh, yeah, he did bring the Prayer of the Blood God. I didn't ban the Prayer of the Blood God when you're on the Khorne roster, since you can't stack it with Spirit Leech or other spells, so I'll allow it. Khorne deserves a little bit of a buff. And yeah, going with Karanak, does he have his collar? Yes, he has his brass collar, so he can actually silence enemy caster. This might be bad, because Changeling, I assume he has... he is going to turn into Kugav. Yeah, he's gonna turn into Kugav, but Karanak can just stand around him with the large range of the silencing effect. 55 meters, so it's gonna be able to, he can cover the center of the box if he just stands on the edge of it. So that can silence Kugav, preventing him from using any spells. Now, for the rest of the Khorne build, a bunch of throwing axes, a front line of Marauders of Khorne, a couple Bloodletters, and in the skies, a couple Chaos Furies, and leading the army, we already covered that. A Blood Shrine of Khorne with the melee attack buffs and Gore Feast. Melee attack buffs is pretty nice, but only +8. I don't see how much it can help in blob fights like these. Looks like we are having a slight connection issue. I hope it doesn't break anything. Yeah, I hope it doesn't break anything. I need to check my internet speed later, because I swear the internet has been getting more stuttery lately. No, I'm still getting full speed on my stream speed, so there must be... I don't know. It might just be connecting with the two players as well. A quick second. But yeah, I guess that gives us a little bit more time for... I guess it gives us a little bit more time. And then my internet speed is fine. 100 megabytes, holy shit. Megabit, holy shit. Yeah. So, yeah, other than that, we have the box of Tinge, which is kind of like a Nurgle box when you think about it. How about warriors surrounding a ton of the Sour Guts and a single 2 units of spawns of Tinge? It seems like we are moving back into normal speed. It's still choppy, but okay. Are we? Shit, I don't think we can. Are we moving normally now? Oh god. I might just have to drop out of this, actually. If this persists for another... for any longer. Maybe just better cancel replays until we get to finals. Maybe, yeah. I think my internet is fine. I might need to check Okla a bit later, but... okay. Seems like it wants to stay. Is it stabilizing? Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna quit. This is not helping. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast replays. I think. Let me just quickly check my internet speed. I don't know what's happening right here. Because we cast the first 2 games fine, so yeah. I hope they can keep playing it out. Let me just quickly check my internet speed and I'll see what happens. Theoretically, my internet should be fine, but because I'm getting a very solid speed upload and download in the internet test. Yeah, I'm getting very solid internet connection. Weird. So it's probably just 3 people connecting to each other, put too much strain on one of the players' computers. Yeah. I mean, the stream is fine, so. We only missed a teen box of this. It's even worse. It's a Nurgle box, technically. Look, I did take Lich Priest occasionally when I played Tomb Kings. In fact, I played a game against Bujalicious recently, and I took a Lich Priest. I sometimes do that. I sometimes take Lich Priest too. The problem is I just don't play Undead a lot since they kind of sucks right now. They kind of suck. So yeah, not a lot of Undead. But is it a tactical Lich? If I play it tactically, yes. Otherwise, it's just Unga Bunga and no thoughts hat empty Lich, if anything. But yeah, I mean, Human Boy SS never play humans. Well, supposedly he's supposed to be human, right? Or is it just 3 Skavens in a trench coat? Who knows? A Lich just sits in the room deciding where the zombies will go. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing with our games, isn't it? Anyways, seems like we might have to just wait for replay files. And let me see if anyone who hasn't sent me replay files, I'm gonna hunt them down. We have 6-7 games in the first round, and I think there are some players who haven't sent me any replays yet. Who are they, I wonder? Wait, Phoenix King went Norsca. Ooh. Okay, we got up more replays, but wait, where's Race and Delta's replays? Holy hell, I'm gonna hunt them down. I want to see the High Elf mirror. There's a whole, that's the whole point I pitched all those mirror players together. What the fuck? All right, let me just find Delta. We have multiple Deltas on the server, which doesn't help. Okay, so yeah, I hope Race and Delta send me those High Elf mirror matches. Now I don't think we can join in any fights right now since Race is going out against Rustle, which both are very good players, and yeah. All right, cool. Let's just go for the first game. Yeah. Oh. Yep, there we go. Karanak versus Vampire Count Scarborough in the Exile with Karanak. That is going to be a very strong blob, including also the Bloodbrute Behemoth. Regular Bloodletters, Exalted Bloodletters, and then just 4 Horsemen with Throwing Axes and 1 Skull Cannon. That's a very skirmishy build with a bit of infantry and some deadly single entities. On the other side for the Vampire Counts, a ton of chaff. 2 zombies, a ton of skeleton infantry, one of them, the Stalkers, Konigstein Stalkers, and 3 skeleton spears. In the skies, a single Devils of Stoffen, and also leading the army Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with 2 White Kings. That's it for the army builds on both sides. Let's just get a bit started as oh no, there's still a couple deployed Blood Knights and Vanguard deployed Direwolves on the far side, ready to flank the enemy mobility. But right now, Throwing Axes are just gonna chuck away some health from the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord with their AP fire. So Blood Dragon Vampire Lord will have to pull back behind the protection of their infantry. Forbidden double White King tack. I don't think it's anything forbidden here. Now triple White King, that might be a bit forbidden when you count Krell as one. I don't know if it counts, but anyways, Zombies will be eating shots from throwing axes and devils of shred soften, plus direwolves will be jumping onto some isolated Marauder horsemen who are in no position to run back into any support. Not that there's much support for the vampire counts to deal with anyways. There's only like 2 infantry and a ton of single entities though, so that might be a bit of an issue. But yeah, vampire counts off to a decent-ish start. Oh no, the White King is just getting shredded in melee. And the Bloodletters are good enough to just cleave through a ton of those zombie chaff and skeleton chaff. Bloodletters are chugging away these poor zombies, skeletons, whatnot. And Scarbrand is activating his Deathbringer, boosting his weapon strength and start... Oh no, this is not Scarbrand, it's an Exalted Bloodthirster. Wait, this is once again not Scarbrand. Bro, Scarbrand not bringing Scarbrand. I thought he was gonna bring Scarbrand with a Bloodthirster. I just mistaken myself. Disappointing. Anyways, Blood Dragon Vampire Lord getting absolutely trashed by the 2 single entities. It's not Scarbrand, but it doesn't really matter with 2 single entities with fire damage to cut down their healing and anti-large damage from the Bloodbrute Behemoth. Yeah, the Blood Dragon is absolutely trashed in this fight. All the zombie chaff are flooding in, but that's not gonna help. Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters are more than enough to just keep dealing with the infantry or Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is giving out a lot of blood for the Blood God. Blood for the Blood God indeed. The mobility-wise, Blood Knight and the Devils of Shred Soften, they're all just chasing off enemy skirmish camp, but they are direly needed against the single entities here just to screen them out and keep the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord alive, but it is too late. The Blood Dragon Vampire Lord took a ton of damage, and decided to just stay away from the fight right now. Maybe he can go in and do a jump in with some top-down breath attacks onto the Exalted Bloodthirster. That would be nice. But right now, things are not great for the vampire counts for sure. A little bit of an Earthblood keeping those undead alive, and also on top of that, Blood Dragon Vampire Lord got away from Karanak. Oh, that's why Blood Dragon was having such a rough time. Karanak was in there, silencing him, so he couldn't use any of his ability. There was no Helm of Discord in the fight earlier. Now he can activate it because he is away from Karanak. But that doesn't matter. He just took a heavy hit from either, I think it's the Bloodbrute Behemoth, and now the Exalted Bloodthirster is also trashing him, and that is probably gonna be it for the vampire count. The Blood Dragon Lord is almost dead, and on top of that, a little bit of a sort of Khorne, nuking all these poor undead chaff, and that probably is it right now. I don't see how the undead can turn this one around, as long as the Bloodthirster and the Bloodbrute Behemoth keep fighting. And even if the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord gets away far enough, he still might get shot by the Skull Cannon. So yeah, things are quite rough for the undead. Another hit onto the Blood Dragon. Most importantly, like, it's not doing a lot of damage, but most importantly, just cutting down his healing, denying him from those Invocation of Nahak heals. That would be very key. And yeah, oof, that is pain. That is painful indeed. Yeah, that is probably it, I think. We can probably fast forward here as the Exalted Bloodletters are just killing away. Can they reach 500 kills before the end of the game? Blood Dragon Vampire Lord is still flying around, Blood Knight jumping in, surrounding the single entities, but they're still relatively healthy. They've been taking some damage here or there, but yeah, the Exalted Bloodletters are just cutting down everything the vampire counts throwing at them. All the single entities, yeah, they're just taking more and more damage. But while dishing a lot of more damage against enemies, Skull Cannon, seems like things are not entirely out for the vampire counts just yet. If they can get some more healing and shut down those single entities by more cycle charging, things might still have a decent chance. But oh my god, there are so many kills that Khorne got. They managed to get his second Sword of Khorne, and that nuked the rest of the zombie chaff, skeleton and that chaff, and also some of these Blood Knights as well, doing a ton of damage. Skull Cannon is going down, but the single entities, especially Karanak, is very healthy. But yeah, most importantly, Bloodbrute Behemoth is still healing himself, and yeah, it comes down to the single entities again. Exalted Bloodletters is above 500 kills, killing basically handling all those zombie chaff on their own on the other side of the map. Very nicely done, but yeah, right now it's just the single entities grouping up together. We'll fast forward a bit. I thought the vampire counts are done for when they took so much damage earlier, but right now they are dragged into melee once again as the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord landed on the ground and got pinned down by the prey of the Blood God. He cannot escape, and that allows Exalted Bloodthirster to smash him in melee fight without their lord, the leadership of the Vampire Count's tank, and soon it shall be army losses. Once again, single entities against Vampire Count is the way. Single entities monsters specifically. And yeah, that shall be GG, and Khorne will be advancing. I do wonder. Oh shit! I forgot to check the damage value. I don't think we need to check the damage value much. It's just Skybrand and Bloodbird Behemoth chugging away the health of all those Khorne unit. Chugging away the health of all those vampire counts, and the Exalted Bloodletter got like 500 kills. I think that's good enough to Oh, actually, no. Seems like the semifinals already started, so we'll. You know what? We can actually go back and. Yeah, it's fine. We can keep checking out replays, and then finals, we'll just wait for them to show up. Alright, cool. Do we want to really go through all that? Let's just go again and see the damage value. I am curious how much the Bloodbird Behemoth and the Exalted Bloodthirster got. I mean, the Exalted Bloodletters got a lot of kills, but they're just cutting through zombie chaff, so they're not gonna get a lot of value. And I hope the finalist doesn't lag. Is at like 2.8k. Let's see again. We shall see again. I think they also killed off the Devils of Shardsoften, right? So that came in with quite a bit of a ludicrous value for those guys. Yeah, let us just speed run this. But yeah, did he got pinned down? Yeah, Prey of the Blood God at the very beginning of battle, preventing him from making an escape against the two single entities. Prey of the Blood God definitely very strong. I don't think it's game changing though. If you're less reliant on single entities, maybe it will be more worth it. But yeah, it's quite rough. For vampire counts, you kind of just have to rely on single entities. Blood Knights are fine and all, but they suck at armor-piercing duties, which you need a lot of that for dealing with Exalted Bloodthirster and Scarbrand himself. Bloodbird Behemoth is less of an issue since they don't have. They also have a bunch of armor and all, but I don't think they have as much armor. Wait, Koningstein Stalkers have armor? Wait, did I just? Was I seeing things or? Wait, where are the Koningstein Stalkers? Oh, there. Oh, what? They have 80 armor? I never knew that. What? I never pay attention to the Koningstein Stalkers, so I didn't even know they have 80 armor. Anyways, 50 armor on the Bloodbird Behemoth. Yeah, Blood Knights are much more effective here. Alright, cool. We'll fast forward this as the Blood Dragon Lord died. It's pretty much the end. And let's see how much the Exalted Bloodletters got. 500 kills. 1,400 gold worth of damage value. Pretty good stuff indeed. But yeah. 3,400 gold worth of damage value on the Bloodbird Behemoth and 2,200 on the Exalted Bloodthirster as well. The throwing axes got pressured pretty hard by the mobility, so some of them just died early, but mostly the main fight were on the single entities, and they did a spectacular job in smashing the bullying the poor Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. I feel like Blood Dragon Vampire Lord might not be the way in this matchup anymore. Might need something else. Not that the Vampire Counts have many tools to deal with anything, but yeah, they are in quite a rough spot recently, since they haven't received any updates ever since, what, Game 1? I mean, technically they have the Bloodline Lords, which kind of count as an update, but otherwise nothing for them at all. All the other factions got one or even multiple DLCs in Game 1, but like after Game 1, but not the Vampire Counts. But the Blood Knights did pretty well. They did what they can against the Bloodbrute Behemoth, but it is a self-healing piece, so you need to do more than that, I suppose. And the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord unfortunately couldn't carry his own weight. And yeah, I just hope the finalists wait for me, because Bloodlines did fine, Bloodline Lord to mid. Yeah, unfortunate. Garbrand and Sexy are still going. I suppose one of them must have a really horrible internet then. Otherwise, I don't see why they're still going at this point. Yeah. Ooh, Rusto got me another replay. That is nice. Appreciate all the replays from everyone. I am gonna be keep casting them. Oh, hold on. Let me just quickly pick up a replay from Race. Okay, cool. Got some replays in, and then we just gonna dump them in here as well. Wait, hold on. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I think I lost track on some of the replays. I need to count. Okay, cool. I think we got the right count. All right, cool. I'm still waiting for the High Elf mirror match. Actually, unfortunately, they might have lost the replay, which I will be very sad about it. But well, it is what it is. If that's the case. Next up, we have Nurgle versus Tomb Kings. Let's just jump right into that. It is Rusto versus Dwarf, two very good players. And we have Termakan. Haven't seen this guy in a while. And his best buddy. Let's go, Kazk. And a Nurgle sorcerer providing healing. Scarbrand. It's almost done. Kugath is dead. The game is a long 4-minute IRL. The battle lasted 20 minutes. Okay, I guess it's just a grind. Okay, for the army builds here, wait. Scarbrand, you're done. Then can you set up a lobby with a spectator spot so I can jump in to check out the game? Hold on. Let me just quickly send the Discord message. Yeah, sorry about all the frequent Discord messages. It was about the 20 stuff against all the other players. So yeah, just hoping to get Scarbrand to set up a spectator. Oh, he's still not done. Holy shit! Oh, that is a beautiful. I mean, we'll watch that battle in 4 times speed. So yeah, we're not watching that in normal speed. Fuck that, no. Anyways, let's concentrate on this battle between Nurgle and Tomb Kings. For Rusto's Nurgle forces, a front line of Pesticles, going heavy on the DLC units, really. A lot of Pesticles behind them, Plague Toads of Nurgle, and some Bile Troves. We also, do we have, no Raw Knights? Oh wait, no, Raw Knights are, no, these are Demon Spiel, never mind. Yeah. The Demon Spiel and also Kay's the Befoed, and also leading the army. Where's Tamerkin? Is he on his plate? Toad Dragon? No, just on his own 2 feet. And Black Cleaver, Nurgle's favorite son, the staple stuff, use of Magalore, yeah, staple stuff. And Case does have his melee defense and armor debuff, which is nice. And on the other side for the Tomb King's front line of skeletons mixed in with some Kepra Guard and the Scorpion Legion, Eyes of the Desert already going up and trying to shoot at the enemy infantry, blasting away them with the eye lasers, venom lasers. Chosen of the Gods already also unloading into some of these Pestigore infantry. Cameron War Sphinx and Sphinx of Uskev leading the army. Grand Hierophant Katap to spam his cooldown debuffs, I believe. Wait, there's no cooldown debuffs. Interesting. There's no staff, no Lich staff to. No, yeah, that's the Lich staff, right? Yeah, I think that's the Lich staff, right? To delay enemy cooldown. Anyways, Eyes of the Desert will be caught out by Case, who does have armor piercing to punch through their heavy armor. The double kitty are jumping in, trying to push off Case and also bully some of these poor Pestigores in the front line. Necropolis Knights actually with halberds are guarding the back line. Interesting choice of mobility, but Pestigores should be able to cut down enemy infantry without any issue, except the Kepra Guard, really. But the Pestigores are also reinforced by the Plague Toads with armor piercing, slamming into the enemy front line, doing some really good damage already. And yeah, the Kepra Guard probably shouldn't have taken the charge, should have let the cheaper Necro Warriors eat the charge instead. A Root Sandstorm from Hierophant Katap, and doing some nice damage to some of these Pestigores, but the Nurgle Rush is in full swing. Bile Trolls swinging in from the far side, and Plague Toads also jumping into the fight. Grinding away at the enemy infantry, the Grand Hierophant Katap is gonna get hit by Rancid Visitation's upgraded version, adding even more damage to the spell, and Grand Hierophant Katap in a bit of a pickle here, as he does not have any ways to mitigate this incoming damage. He has passive heals of usual Tomb King's armies, but it's not an active one, and you can only activate it when your unit starts dying. But yeah, some of the skeletons are dying, which is fine and all, but that is not enough to get Grand Hierophant Katap out of this tight spot, as he is surrounded by a ton of Plague Toads and hit by the 2 single entities of Nurgle. Kazg and Tamerkin both are in there, and Plague Toads are just keeping him in this blob, and Hierophant Katap will be dead, leaving Tomb Kings with no spell support. The 2 kitties are still very much healthy, but I think with the loss of Grand Hierophant Katap, that might be it. Throwing in Katap into a fight that far away from his infantry support, it was definitely a big mistake here, which cost Suave the game, I do believe. As right now, the single entities, the remaining constructs, are trying to hold the line and pull this game back, but with all the healing available to Nurgle, it's gonna be hard. Sphinx of Uskev does have fire damage to reduce enemy healing, but other than that, not much he can do to counteract the Nurgle heals. And yeah, Pestigores are flooding into the backline because Nurgle went out for a wide build. They're able to just flank around the skeleton infantry and get into the backline with their AP values. They should be able to just chop away at the Chosen of the Gods. No issue at all. Bile Trolls have been pushed back, but there's not much really left for the Tomb Kings to hold the line. The Necropolis Knights are still fighting. They're still fighting, but they got hit by Kay's sword, so they got hit with a bit of armor and melee defense debuff, taking more damage in melee fights. Sphinx of Uskev absolutely getting trashed in this melee combat by the 2 AP single entities. They're very solid fighters indeed, and Tamerkin having the anti-large. And also providing some infantry support are the Pestigores, just cutting down, focusing down this Sphinx of Uskev. War Sphinx, Cameron War Sphinx is jumping in to interrupt them for a bit there with skeleton. Eventually, more units from Nurgle will be coming in to reinforce. Pestigores flooding in. Case is still running around in his on his wait, Plague Beast. I forgot. I forgot the name of the mount. Anyways, that doesn't really matter as the Tomb Kings are delayed, inevitable with their Ushapti summon. But yeah, it's at this point it is just gonna be the end of the game. This stream needs to be renamed to Demons Take Over the World. It seems like we do have a bit of a chaos meta on this stream here. Nurgle is not the only winning chaos army. It's just everyone else. All the chaos take the world. Yeah, chaos takes the world. But yeah, the two single entities here, Kaisk and Tamarken both did a really good job, and yeah, Pesagos did alright as well. Demon Spew punched a bunch of skeletons, but mostly just the two single entities chopping down Katep and the Tomb King's construct. They tried their best to fight it back, but unfortunately Katep dying so early, it's just too much for the Tomb Kings to deal with. The Capra Guard got some spectacular valor cutting through enemy infantry, but yeah, unfortunately, the loss of their lord is just too much. Just too much. Chaos takes the world. Wait, Gavran, I hope you're done. Oh, Gavran is done. The grind is over. We can jump in and see if we can actually cast any replays live or not. Alright, let's just hop in. The question is Skarbran finally gonna bring Skarbran? I don't think I've ever seen him bring Skarbran at all. Yeah, I don't think I've seen him bring Skarbran at all. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh yeah, boy, let's go. I hope this time things will go fine. If not, I'll just have to quit and just cast replays for the rest of the stream until finals, I suppose. But yeah, looks like both players are ready. We will be unblocking. It is Khorne versus Slaanesh once again, a chaos civil war this time between the Horned faction, Khorne, the Khorne faction, the Khorniest and the Horniest. The Khorne versus the Horn. Corny versus horny. Yeah, that's what this stream should be named. Yeah. Horniest versus horniest. Let's go. Yeah. So finally we are seeing Skarbran bringing Skarbran. The thing is, I don't know if the internet is fine or anything. Skarbran the Demon is at my place watching the stream and having pizza. He's not free to fight right now. What about this Skarbran? Is this some kind of a clone? Some kind of a doppelganger? Some fake Skarbran? I don't know. Anyways, we have the builds loading up. Looking at the builds shifting around doesn't seem too bad. Anyways, let's go through the army builds. Khorne going with a bunch of chosen, 3 regular chosen, and 1 halberd chaos warriors. A blood shrine to get some attack buffs, and a skull cannon to skirmish away and counter enemy skirmishers. I don't know how they're gonna deal with the skirmish cavalry though. And oh boy, Pembrokeshire is going with a full mobility build. This might be a bit of a trouble for. Oh shit, did I? Yep, I did unblock. Okay, cool. This might be a bit of trouble for Khorne if they get rampage and get out of position. But Skull Cannon already getting a very good shot onto one of the horsemen. Very nice shot there. Skarbran leading the army, and yeah, with a couple Minotaurs of Khorne providing monstrous support for the other side of the battlefield. We have just a ton of skirmish cav, 4 units of Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. They are now counter-skirmished by the Skull Cannon, so they are not free to just sit there and shoot away, but they are indeed free to kite away with a bit of a rampaging effect from the Pavane, luring those Minotaurs out of position, allowing those Javelins to keep chugging away at them. But unlike the goddamn Mutila Vortex Beast, the Minotaurs have a little bit more armor at 70, so that's not the end of the world, and they don't have as tall of a hitbox, so they took a bunch of damage, but it's not the end of the world yet. Skull Cannon though do have to be careful. since it might run out of ammo before the skirmishing is over for Slaanesh. It is doing quite a bit of damage against the skirmish calf, but yeah. It is running low on ammo. It needs to get into a fight to recharge at some point. Skarbrand might be ready to just jump in and lure things in with the rampaging effect, but Pembrokeshire is still very on top of his micro so far, just not letting Skarbrand get close to any of those skirmishers. And the fact that he's keeping those murder horsemen constantly maneuvering all over the place allows slightly less contact against the Skull Cannon. Although a bit of a slip up over here, getting hit in melee. And maybe the Skull Cannon can start charging up some of their ammo if it can get into a few seconds more melee. But yeah, with the Murder Horsemen constantly just maneuvering all over the battlefield, the Skull Cannon has issues landing hits consistently. I mean, it is not the worst shots over time, since it is not exactly on the edge of their range and constantly been firing at around half their range, so it can still land consistent hits with the short range. But overall, managed to dodge some shots, which is important. Every little bit helps in this kind of fight. But yeah, finally Skull Cannon ran out of ammo, so that means Khorne have to start pushing and try to get into melee, while Slaanesh is free to keep kiting away. Now, Skarbrand is trying to get close to enough to use that Rage Embodied and get those. Oh no, Skarbrand got Rampage! This is bad, as he is now all alone, all out of position, against a ton of fiends jumping onto him. This means Skarbrand is panicking, sending in all his forces on trying to save Skarbrand. And all his Minotaurs and Khorne chosen infantry are all flooding in, trying to provide support, though Skarbrand is handling himself just fine against the fiends, actually chugging them down just fine. The more of an issue are these Minotaurs, really. And some of these Murder Horses got caught in the middle of a bunch of Chosen and just got chopped down to pieces. Fury is being summoned up, trying to pin down enemy units, but right now they're the ones that are getting pinned down and just get absolutely slaughtered. And there goes that Fury summon for Slaanesh. However, Slaanesh is still available to keep kiting. And yeah, Slaanesh isn't engaging, but Murder Horsemen are still fine. Murder Horses are still fine to skirmish away. But yeah, it looks like Skarbrand managed to force an engagement, getting close enough to some Seekers and the Horsemen. Murder Horsemen, and now they're actually starting to cut stuff up in melee. Seekers taking a ton of damage. Fiends though trying to charge in with a rear charge, delivering that devastating flanker bonus. But yeah, right now Skarbrand and his Minotaur seems to, and most importantly the Blood Shrine, it seems to be doing okay. They're taking a lot of damage, but yeah, as long as they keep themselves supported with infantry in the late game, they should be able to grind down the enemy skirmishers. But yeah. Right now, I can't really say he is against the rules yet, so since the skirmishers are still skirmishing. But yeah, we shall see what happens here. Let's see. But the skirmish play, the guy is seriously good with his micro, I wonder. He must have a lot of experience playing this kind of kite army before. I'm not entirely sure where he was in the community. I guess he was probably playing something else. And anyways, I don't know. I think he just recently popped up. This name only popped up recently in the community. But yeah, he is a very, immaculate with his micro so far. Skarbrand got lured out with his Skull Cannon, and now he's on. The Skull Cannon recovered with a little bit of ammo, might be able to start shooting again, but he needs to regroup with the rest of the box. Now the Murder Horses and the rest of the mobility from Slaanesh are trying to jump back in to save it, to pin it down, but the Minotaurs are still around to save it, so there's that. And yeah. Javelins continues to kite away, but we shall see what Scarbrand can do here. Very nice shot from the Skull Cannon once again, chipping away. Scarbrand once again getting Rampage. I don't know if this is the right target to Rampage. Not that there are any better targets to Rampage anyways. Oh no, that was an unfortunate shot. Almost shooting their own Blood Shrine. But yeah, Scarbrand is getting Rampage out of position. Minotaurs are trying to get follow and alongside the rest of the box. So yeah. Now Scarbrand is kind of isolated alone against the enemy cavalry and are surrounded and getting chopped away. But he's doing fine. These are just Hell Striders of Slaanesh. They don't really do that much damage. Means though they are a whole other story. Scarbrand will try to get out of there. And he's trying to pull back. The rest of the infantry are moving up and try to support. Is that... Oh, that's a... yeah, I guess Scarbrand would just decided to throw in the game because it's just getting... He's just getting dragged all over the place. And the infantry, unfortunately, are just not fast enough to keep up with the rest of the Khorne army and the Slaanesh army, most importantly. So, that might be Phoenix King or Race versus Pembrokeshire. Which we shall see if right, sorry, I'm just gonna quickly check something and then we shall go back to the tournament in a minute. Alright, this is the reason why we have capture point, I suppose. We don't want people to kite too much. But yeah, I'm not sure. That was pretty mature. I don't know. Like, that was a long and... That would not be a fun game to play against. Because you're just kind of running all over the place against a kite build. So, and against kite build, you'd really need to have kite counters in mind. Nurgle's PA is racing... It's the reason we have rules. Yeah, and the rules, even rules sometimes have limits. Pembrokeshire here is kind of fulfilling the bare minimum of rules. That was probably a rulebook. I don't know. Like, the skirmishing cav was shooting, so it was technically engaging. Like, as long as... Like, the fruit rules are attacking rules is basically that as long as there's stuff attacking, including skirmishing, yeah, it would be counted as attacking, right? But yeah, that was definitely stretching the rules to the limit for sure. Let me just quickly check if I have the replace auto saved. It should be auto saved since I haven't. And I should have the second replay. I don't know. Okay, let me see. Let me just quickly check the replays. I don't know. Oh shit, I don't have the first replay. Okay, I have the replay just now. You can still see the rest of the replays on VOD. I don't have the first couple replays saved in the games that he played, but you should still be able to see my VODs if you want for any points or references. But yeah, I'll send you, Phoenix King, I'll send you the replay we had just now. Give me a second. Okay. Alright, cool. Phoenix King, yeah, I've already sent you the replay file, but yeah, like, looks like Race won his match against Phoenix King, so it is Pembrokeshire versus Race. And let's see. I do hope Race brings up his A tier, top tier, maybe S tier anti-skirmishing game here. High Elves should have enough anti-skirmishing capabilities, but you never know against Slaanesh with their superior speed. Let's see if we have a lobby to go back into, actually. Is it this one? Yeah, it should be this one. I need to check if alright, cool. Somebody needs to start hosting a lobby, or I'll have to host it myself. Give me a second. Alright, we'll have to wait. Alright, we got it. Now we just go into spectate, and we should be good. Let me just turn on a screen blocker again. This battle, this time High Elves versus Slaanesh. Race versus Pembrokeshire. Pembrokeshire already showed how meticulous his micro is with his kite armies. But Race is a very solid player, so perhaps he might be able to finally break these high-speed kiting play. We shall see what the High Elves can do on this one. Maybe a net would be something nice to include as well. Slaanesh was 100% avoiding engagements as much as possible. Yeah, basically. It was pretty much trying to just use up all the ammo before going into melee. Like, that was, I would say, still technically fulfilling the attacking rule, but that was really pushing the line. Otherwise, I really hope the mode will handle the attacking rule in future. Basically, that's what the capture point is supposed to be, right? Which is why I appreciate the mode right now. But the mode right now is buggy. I think there's a problem where if you play conquest mode, when the capture point activates, it will put the game into serious lag. So not sure exactly why, but it is functionally not great yet for the capture point mode. I don't know if it's only in ranked multiplayer, or if it's happening in both ranked multiplayer or custom lobbies. I don't know, but I don't want to deal with it right now on stream. So yeah, we're still on land battles, but I hope CA fix it some point soon so we can just switch all the way to conquest. That's what I hope for, at least. But right now, especially with like the whole conquest mode ticket unable to replay properly kind of issue, this is not great. I don't want to keep switching the game off and on again to turn off mods, turn on mods to get the 700 ticket limit functional in replay. So no, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do too much with that. Okay, this time Slaanesh is going for still very skirmishy, still very strong mobility components, but with more infantry this time. With Herald of Slaanesh with Shadows, 5 Marauders, and 2... Are those Exalted Demonettes or Demonettes? I'm not too sure. Yeah, the second opponent gets captured came in last quick patch. Yeah, so that's why I don't want to do conquest mode right now. It's still problematic. Like, if it's functional, fine, I will deal with some of the minor issues, but bro, it's not functional yet. It lags. It breaks itself. We can't do that. We can't do that ourselves, right? Yeah, so no. I'm not gonna use that mode yet until they fixed it. So Pembroke for the Slaanesh army, 5 Marauders in front line, a couple Exalted Daemonettes, 2 Seekers, and 2 more Furies in the skies. Leading the army, Herald of Slaanesh with Shadows, and yeah, with a Pit of Shades, Enfeebling Foe, and Fury Summon. On the other side for the army builds, we have for race High Elves who have 5 Rangers, a lot of anti-infantry power on the front line, and just a sheer ton of mobility. Looks like Race is going all in on the mobility as well. With an Archmage of Shadows for Melkoths, I believe. Yeah, Melkoths and Melkoths. Oh wait, no, there's Occam's Mind Razor to add more weapon damage and magic attacks to cut through the Slaanesh physical resistance. There's also 4 Elaren Reavers and 4 Elaren Reaver Archers, 2 War Lions. Interesting choice of infantry, but we shall see what happens here. Occam's Mind Razor, definitely an interesting tack pick. But yeah, that should be it for army builds. We shall... Oh, Frostbite Phoenix as well. Slow down enemy and reduce enemy weapon damage output in general. Let's see what kind of... looks like this High Elf versus Slaanesh grudge match will be on its way. There's no rampage from Slaanesh though, so yeah, the High Elves are actually free to just skirmish away on this one. However, the Fiends are definitely being microed meticulously, dodging shots from the skirmishing Elaren Reaver Archers. Very cool dodges. They are fast enough that they can just, if you're good enough with the micro, they can just keep dodging. So maybe, perhaps, Archers should be shooting into the Exalted Demonettes instead. Which, well, they're switching targets now and start shooting. Oh, Frostheart Phoenix diving in, trying to do some cheeky charges onto the Fiends of Slaanesh. Although some of these Elaren Reaver Archers got a little bit mismicro there. Oh no, they're out of position. The Seekers are coming in soon to be catching up. Fiends are also jumping in on this fight, and those Elaren Reaver Archers might just get routed as they're starting to take casualties. Melkoths once again draining away their health, which is very nice. While the rest of the Elaren Reavers are a bit out of position, constantly getting caught in melee. So this is not great. But Rangers are coming in to help out. The problem of wide builds is that you also need the kind of micro to control so many units. And it seems like the many units of High Elves are making them struggle to counteract the Slaanesh rush. Rangers should be able to trade fine against Marauders, but the mobility-wise, it seems like the High Elves are losing a bit despite their skirmishing efforts. War Lions are going to jump into the melee fight. Oh, looks like the Occam's Mind Razor was doing a lot of damage, really good damage against the Fiends, slaughtering them, but the Pit of Shades nuking some Rangers. Very unfortunate for the High Elves there. And the mobility-wise, a lot of Reaver Archers are getting caught in melee, which is not great. I would probably turn skirmish mode on as a person with shit micro. But yeah, I guess sometimes you want more control, more reliable control of your unit, so you don't have it on. But right now, it seems like the Elaren Reaver Archers are constantly getting caught in their retreat and are getting wrecked by those Seekers. Overall, balance of power is still quite even, so it's not the end of the world yet, but I think it's quite concerning how much mobility the High Elves are losing. There are still some Elaren Reavers still very much healthy, but yeah, it is pretty much just the Rangers and a couple Elaren Reavers, some of them Archers scattered across the battlefield. They need to get a charge onto some of the Seekers, get rid of them, and then they will have a better... Oh no, that is a Fascination Rampage right onto these Illyrian Reavers and luring them into a melee fight against the Exalted Demons, disrupting their charge, and that is an entire unit getting deleted. And yeah, that is quite a painful loss. That was a full health Illyrian Reaver like a few seconds ago, and with the Fascination and then a rear charge from Seekers, they just got outright deleted in a matter of seconds. Rangers are still fighting, and fighting a good fight, but they're constantly getting nuked by the Pit of Shades, and things are not going too well for the High Elves, seems like. They're taking more and more damage over time. Over here, Rangers are still fighting, and yeah, looks like for the first time in the battle, Slaanesh is getting a noticeable advantage in terms of balance of power. And yeah. Illyrian Reavers are trying to chase off some isolated elements of the Slaanesh forces and try to get as much balance of power back as much as possible, but they're constantly getting caught by the enemy mobility, which are surviving way better than the High Elves. The High Elf Archmage of Shadows are dumping down Melkovs, trying to drain away the health of the remaining Seekers and eliminate them. But things are looking not too great. The Exalted Demons are still very much healthy. I don't see how the High Elves can finish them off. And yeah, the Rangers are also running low on health as well, as they're taking more and more damage. They themselves are not that tanky, very light armored, and will be taking more and more damage as they deal with enemies with a numbers advantage. Over here, Frostheart Phoenix, oh no, getting surrounded by enemies, Seekers, and Fiends, getting absolutely trashed in melee. Some Reavers will try to come in and go for a surrounding charge against the enemy mobility with their okay-ish charge bonus and a little bit more of a rear charge advantage. They might be able to free this Frostheart Phoenix away, but they themselves are getting surrounded by the Exalted Demonettes and will be taking a ton of damage in this engagement. Rangers are still fighting, but unfortunately they're not fighting much longer after this, actually. One of them has been overwhelmed by the sheer amount of Marauders and Exalted Demonettes nearby. And that leaves pretty much just the Frostheart Phoenix and the Archmage carrying the day, which they can't really do that against a ton of Exalted Demonettes. But yeah. Phoenix are god against demons with their magic attacks. That is true. I don't know, in this case, there's just too much mobility surrounding it. This time, not even a single entity monster status can save the Frostheart Phoenix. And I think that shall be GG. Pembrokeshire will be taking the first win. And yeah, that shall be the first game between Pembrokeshire... Ah, shit, I can't save the game in time. Let's not throw any names into the chat just yet, mate. I mean, there was, for players who aren't around, there was this player who was called Void. I personally didn't really deal with him much, because when he was still active, I was still a small-time caster who only do events sporadically. But basically, what was happening was Void was a player that pushed rules to a limit to the point of breaking them quite often, so which means the community basically perma-banned the guy. But he still tried to get in by smurfing, taking on names of other accounts, and which unfortunately, whenever a player with really good skill with a new name comes into the community, there is always the suspicion that he is Void reincarnate and just decided to smurf and come back and whatnot, which is not great for the community, I feel like. So I wouldn't try to make conclusions so early yet. But let's see what happens for now, because I don't really have much information about the games and all that yet. So, plus I would rather wait a bit for, like, say, a council of more veteran players to discuss what happens and make a decision, reach a more of a community consensus before actually reaching any conclusions for now. But anyways, for now, let's go back into the game itself. We have a bunch of marauders. We don't really care about them. It's mostly the fiends and the demons picking off those. Oh, and a lot of pit of shades nuking the rangers actually. And the High Elf mobility just had a really hard time surviving in the rush of a ton of enemy, of all those Slaanesh mobility really. So yeah, pretty rough patch for the first battle, and we'll see what race can do to bring this game around. Race, I don't know if you're listening, but don't ready just yet, dude. Pembrokeshire hasn't changed its lord. Okay. Alright, race. Yeah, that's fine now. That's fine now. Pembrokeshire changed its lord. Changed its lord. Okay, so let's see what happens in the next fight. They can't use the same lord, so no more Herald of Shadows. Maybe Pembrokeshire will have a different tactic this game. We shall see what happens. Yeah, basically the faction wars rule is that in the best of 3 you can't take the same lord twice. Not even if they have a different lore of magic. So he can't use the Herald of Slaanesh with shadow magic. Instead, he has gone for Ankari instead. Yeah. So yeah. He went the same almost. Basically just changed the lord, but a different lord demands for a different strategy. But I guess he cut down Ankari's cost enough to just bring the same build. So I guess there's that. Wait, no, yeah, it's pretty much the same build. So yeah, let's see what happens here. On the other side, it's pretty much like for Slaanesh, it's the same build with Ankari leading the army with Stealer Sword, Willing Prey, Acquiescence, and Pavane of Slaanesh. On the other side for the High Elves, they are boxing up this time, going for a different strategy. But I am worried about the box, because Pavane can lure your archers out of position, and your flyers and your lords. So I don't know if... I don't think box is gonna be good enough. I don't think box is gonna work. But we shall see what happens here. We shall see. Alright, looks like both players are ready with their army builds. The High Elves are boxing up with a spear surrounding those archers. Basically they are... a couple of them are light armored version. Oh, there's also the Grey Shadow Warriors with the Loic Shroud. I don't think that's anything useful here, but I guess there's some extra funds for a more expensive Shadow Warrior. I have my army blocker off. Great. Shadow Caster and Tyrion leading the army. I don't know Ooh, this Shadowcaster might be in a bit of a trouble here. It might get Pavane into melee fights, since she is on a horseback and not on foot, so she is quite prone to just getting Pavane and just hold out of position. Yeah, she has to stay right in the middle of the box. But yeah, things are gonna be rough for the box, I believe, with Pavane available to Slaanesh. It is, and of course, Pembrokeshire is just gonna keep juking around and dodge archery fire. So even the preemptive archery fire would have minimal effect over here. There should be some Silverin Guard in the front line. Yeah, some Silverin Guard holding the box as well. An Arcane Phoenix, which I am worried that they are a little bit out of position, might get easily Pavane, and yeah, excuse me. And Kari has just been dodging those archery fire very consistently. Alright, cool. Looks like Pembrokeshire is taking a very cautious approach. I might have to call for a rule break if he doesn't attack soon. Alright, cool. Oh, looks like he is indeed attacking, and as I expected, rampaging the Mage of Shadows. So that forces the Mage of Shadows to sally forth. And Furies are moving in, so I guess that's fulfilling attacking rule and all that. But they're jumping on to... Oh no, the Rampage is causing the Shadowcaster to go all the way out. Oh wait, what the fuck? Is he just running away from the majority of the army? Okay, the Marauders are rushing in to fight, and Ankari is trying to kill off the Mage of Shadows, which... Shit. Tyrion is too slow to actually help out. And the Mage of Shadows just got straight up terrified away. The rest of the Slaanesh army is in trying to push the enemy box, which they're having a pretty good time doing so, while the Furies are not gonna let the Mage of Shadows come back. And yeah, Tyrion on the horseback, unable to protect his caster, and that is probably it for the High Elf caster. Sun Fang is searing some Devoted Marauders in the front line, but the box at the back is opened up. Oh, this is bad. Some of these spears are lured out of position by the retreating fiends, and now Slaanesh is going for an all-in attack. Yeah, that was a bit of a... That might... He's surrounding. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. That's fine. That's fine. Tyrion was on foot is probably a very sad fact indeed, as he was not able to catch up with the caster and just got killed. Box is definitely not the way against Slaanesh. Yeah, most likely so. I mean, before Pavane getting that rampage, maybe. But right now, no longer the case. Or at least the rest of your box needs to be fast enough to keep up with any rampage units that get rampage. So yeah, the caster got routed off, seen off the map. And Tyrion on foot, caster on horse seems like a mistake. I would agree. If the caster was on foot, the rest of the spears can actually follow and keep her protected, but she was on horse. So the rest of the box just let her die, and there's no more magic support. The spears might still be able to hold off all those Slaanesh push, but the fact that the Shadowcaster got lured out so easily means that, yeah, they lost the caster right off the bat at that point. Yeah, the spears are still holding for now. Tyrion is doing just fine. The Arcane Phoenix, though, not so much. Getting absolutely surrounded and bullied by all those fiends and Kari himself. Alright, so yeah, that is probably it for the High Elves, as their box is pretty much falling apart for the rest of the game. Yeah, the Arcane Phoenix, unless they can get a burst heal, maybe they still have a chance. Maybe, that's a maybe. Now Tyrion is in the fight, trying to start duking it out against Ankari, but Without a horse, he has issues pushing through all the infantry and monsters and whatnot. Are fiends usable now? They are the good stuff, dude. They are like the meta unit for Slaanesh. You always bring them as Slaanesh. You can bring nothing else but fiends. Maybe you can still win. That's how good they are. And I mean, no, they're just like the main carry of the faction. But yeah, right now without the caster support, the archers also falling apart due to the box being torn apart quite properly by the Slaanesh forces pulling back. I think there's one great maneuver about the Slaanesh units in this fight is that some of the units actually didn't charge in and didn't just stay in the fight. They also retreated. So that means the units that are fighting them will actually move, follow them and move out of position, allowing them to exploit the gaps exposed on the box. I mean, as much as we don't like certain play style, there are still stuff we can learn from in certain battles, and this is definitely one of them, I think. Like, one thing Pembrokeshire displayed is how consistently he can tear boxes apart by maneuvering. I guess, unfortunately, it comes at the cost of on the verge of rule breaking and all that, but if a player can fulfill the attacking role while at the same time execute that kind of maneuver, that would be a very useful skill to have in battles, just handling box builds a lot easier. But yeah, right now anyways, the box of the spear box is not gonna survive as Ankari manages to kill the Arcane Phoenix, getting that burst heal for himself. Wait, no, he doesn't have the healing ability for himself. Okay, never mind. Anyways, it is just Tyrion and a bunch of spears for him, and yeah, this is probably a psycho charge and dead. The unlikable thing about this playstyle is just Rampage being BS. Rampage is very annoying to deal with, I agree. Which, unfortunately, playing against Slaanesh, you always have to like plan for it. And Slaanesh is very similar to Khorne in some regards, as in they're both like super melee heavy factions. The thing is, the problem with Slaanesh is that they have good monsters and they have Rampage. Multiple Rampage at their disposal, really. Which Khorne doesn't. Khorne only have Karanak, and Karanak only is usable against characters. So yeah, the amount of sheer control that Slaanesh can have over the battlefield is absolutely ridiculous. Tyrion on foot does not work except against perhaps Dwarfs. Yeah, basically. Tyrion on foot might have spelled the doom for High Elves in this game here. Anyways, GG to Pembrokeshire for winning the tournament. I know some of these battles are not exactly the most cinematic, unfortunately, with a lot of kiting play, but a win is still a win in the end. And maybe next time we'll go back to Conquest if CA decided to fix it or anything, but until Conquest becomes playable, I think we'll be stuck on land battles for a while for now. But anyways, it's going to be a couple weeks before I go back into Faction Wars, because next week we are taking a break. I will be traveling a bit and unable to cast any battles. So here we are. This will be our last tournament in a couple weeks, and then we'll be back hopefully in 2 weeks, and we will start another event. But let's focus back onto the event for now. Land battle over Conquest over Dom. I don't know. It depends. Like, land battles has a higher skill ceiling, I would say, but because of that, that also allows more space for exploits, which is why we need a ton of rules. People who complain about kiting are just babies. Depends on how much the kiting is. Like, kiting to a point of breaking rules is not great, but like kiting in general is just a solid play, legit play, I would say. Dom and land are completely different. Yeah. Conquest, I would say it's fine. It's basically land battles with a bit more restrictions, and I don't mind that. It's just mostly I think Dom is also fine as long as they get rid of the unit respawn system. I don't mind there are 3 capture points. Just get rid of the damn respawn system, and I would be happy with the mode. But Conquest is basically that, so I have no complaints about like ranked multiplayer now. But yeah, for the army performances here, Ankari just slaughtered a ton of stuff. Nuked the Shadowcaster, dumpstered the poor Arcane Phoenix, and the High Elves didn't really have much to counter all these mobility and rampaging plays. Very unfortunate there for Race and his High Elf army. Next time we'll be banning Slaanesh and High Elves. Yeah, let's see what happens next time. I'm not a fan of desummoning Indomit. That seems silly to me. I'm not a fan of that as well. And I'm also not a fan of just constantly calling out new units from your backyard, because that's not how battle works. You fight with all your strength and try to crush each other at the very first go. Or you skirmish, but that still is basically you fight with your whole army. You don't have a bunch of units sitting at the back of the camp and be like, oh, we should wait for a few minutes when they accumulated enough points, and then we go out and fight with our friends. No. You fight with everything you have since the very start of the battle. You don't drip feed your units into a fight. That's like the basic of every single battle. But what about when Theoden spawned a Gandalf at Helm's Deep? You might also ask the same thing about Gandalf summoning eagles and stuff. But yeah, anyways, that would be the end of today's live casting section. We are going into the replays. So yeah, we'll be checking into the replays and see what kind of battles we have. Relax, there's no more Slaanesh kiting play. Everything else is just standard land battles now. Let me just go into the chat and see if I'm missing any replays. Unfortunately, we still don't have any High Elf mirror High Elf mirror matches, so yeah, we are missing out on one of the mirror matches, but we'll check out the rest of the battles. Here we have 5 more replays to cast, which is pretty nice. Kislev versus Demons of Chaos. Both are pretty... Kislev, of course, one of the top tier factions, but Demons are also pretty good, in my opinion, because of how versatile their faction is. A lot of toolkits from the 4 Chaos Gods. Every time the 4 mirror kite, maybe they didn't, I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, Kislev, always solid, but Demons of Chaos, with all the new toys they get with every patch, and also some units getting buffed, also just Demons generally getting buffed all across the board. They are very solid right now. For the army build here, we have on Kislev of La Luna... Sorry, I forgot the name of the player. Give me a second. La Luna, La Pruna. Kislev army, we have a front line of Armored Corsairs, second line of Streltsies and regular Corsairs, supported by Griffin Legion. An interesting unit choice. We have the Frozen Heart of Winter. God damn it. Heart of Winter. Frozen Heart of Winter. Bro, put a bit more effort in naming your units. Damn it. Anyways, it's too late to change it now anyway, so yeah, Frozen Heart of Winter. We have Tsarina Katarine leading the army with Patriarch supporting with some healing spam, the Silex Lullaby. Dallas very easier is no longer a thing. I'm just glad that there's no more passive heal for Bear Blob, so there's that. Tsarina coming in with Ice Maiden Kissed and Frost Fang as the bound ability. For the Demons of Chaos, some Vanguard deployed Slaanesh Furies for their armor piercing. Very nice to deal with the Armored Corsairs with their rear charge, and also fighting Streltsies who have 70 armor. For the main army, we have a front line of Nurglings to tie down enemies' missiles and then eat missiles in general. Bloodletters of Khorne in the front line, and on the flank some mobility of Pox Riders and Fiends. One of the things about demons is that when demons get buffed, they also get... any demons get buffed, they also get buffed. Like the Fiends of Slaanesh. It is also a staple in the demons army now, since they're just really good. So not only Slaanesh, but also demons are seeing a lot of use of these monstrous mobility. On the other side, it is pretty much the same Pox Rider plus Fiends kind of combo. And then further back, we have one single Bringers of Beguilement with elite melee stats and solid armor-piercing damage, able to fight through a ton of infantry on their own. Bloodletters would be providing the anti-armor, anti-infantry to cut through armored Cossars, and then Herald of Tinge dropping in that Chromatic Tome. Have a bit of miscast chance, but that is fine because the Herald does have the Tinge barrier. We'll be going into normal speed and start the replay now. As we wait for the players to clash, I'm just gonna fast forward a bit and skip the marching phase of things. We don't have much of a skirmishing here. Actually, the only skirmishing element is this blue fire spam. Let's go. Start with the Patriarch, starting to chip away his health down to 3/4 of HP. On the far side, the Fiend's getting caught out by the Griffin Legion, so they're forced to go into a frontal charge and absolutely getting smacked in this frontal engagement. And on top of that, a breath attack from, oh, that is quite a bit of friendly fire from the Frozen Heart of Winter, but the Griffin Legion are also taking a ton of damage from those Fiends and Pox Riders and Blue Fire as well. The front line, Nurglings and Bloodletters are engaging, some of them even getting into the back line, into the Streltsies at the back here. Fiends are dropping onto the Cossar unit, Pox Riders, Fiends are overloading on this side. Furies are disrupting enemy units over here. They're disrupting Patriarch and the Frozen Heart of Winter. The Griffin Legion are actually finished off the Fiends of Slaanesh here, but unfortunately they also took a ton of damage in the process, including some friendly fire. Armored Cossars will continue to fire into the blob and try to work through the health of these Pox Riders while, oh no, Bringers of Beguilement coming in with full health, pretty much untouched as they march into combat. A bit of Ice Maiden Kiss, chipping away their health, but they still have enough models, enough HP to slice and dice the rest of these poor Kislevites. At the back line there, all these regular Cossars are getting smacked as well, as they cannot really stand up to the enemy elite mobility. The frontline armored Cossars are tied down by Nurglings and Bloodletters. They are not able to free themselves out to help out the back line. Griffin Legion at the back are now finally returning to disrupt enemy mobility, but they have taken so much damage in the fight against those Fiends of Slaanesh. I don't know how effective they're going to be, especially when there's still a very much healthy Fiend over here, slaughtering their fellow Kislevites. Patriarch is jumping in. I don't know his healing, whether his healing is of any good use here. The Frozen Heart of Winter might be their last hope, now dropping in that AoE damage, direct damage, onto the surrounding demons. Some of these Bloodletters are pulling out, trying to get out of that effect range. And the Herald continues to poke away with his magical missiles. The Frozen Heart of Winter might want to just move over to the Pox Riders and the Fiends, making sure he drains away their health as well. But overall, they are doing pretty fine here. The Griffin Legion charges in once again, but more Bloodletters are coming in with their armor-piercing, threatening those heavy cavalry with their melee attacks, and the Griffin Legion are kind of trapped by all those poison and Fiends in the vicinity. The Pox Riders do have poison, so yeah, the Griffin Legion are slow. They're trying to push through the Bloodletters, but the Bloodletters are holding for now. Pox Riders are shattered. They are fading away from reality, but the Griffin Legion are not doing too hot. Balance of Power is in favor of Kislev though, which you kind of usually expect, and because of how healthy and powerful this one Frozen Heart of Winter is. But we all know that, of course, Elemental Bear is a disappointment. So this is, I think, is an inflated Balance of Power. Especially, wait, where is it? Oh no, and the Bringers of Beguilement is almost dead. I guess that Frozen Heart of Winter really putting doing a number onto them. But yeah, the Bringers of Beguilement are kind of dead now. So no more infantry support, but the Fiends still on half health. They might actually be able to finish off Zarina and then slap this Frozen Heart of Winter. But yeah, Frozen Heart of Winter is mostly focusing on the Bloodletters right now. And but they need to save Zarina somehow. They need to save Katarine somehow. They can't just let their lord die. Come on, something needs to save her. She is surrounded by Fiends and it's not great. Griffin Legion, noticing that, will be force pathing their way through the Bloodletters, trying to get to Katarine, while the blue fire spam continues to skirmish away, chipping away the health of the Cossars. Another Ice Maiden Kiss, trying to slow down enemy units and allow scattering to slip away from enemy pursuit. Some of the Griffin Legion finally push their way through the Bloodletters, now distracting the Fiends and Pox Riders, and the Frozen Heart of Winter will be lumbering forward to slap these demons with his giant icy earthy as well. Some soil. Is a mixture of soil, frozen soil basically. Yeah, so earthy and icy paws slapping these Pox Riders, but Fiends are still quite healthy, and balance of power is definitely in favor of Kislev at this point, as the Frozen Heart of Winter is still very much healthy. Katarina managed to get out of the surround from the Fiends, and now Griffin Legion rear charging into the Fiends, and yeah, Slaanesh receiving what they love the most, rear charge. Only this time they're on the receiving end of lances in their back, so yeah, I guess they are enjoying it in a masochistic way, but either ways they are fading away from reality as army losses hit for the Demons of Chaos. And that shall be victory for Kislev once again. Oh, actually, the Elemental Barrier did really well. I guess the magic attack really helps in this regard. Also, Frozen Heart of Winter drained away the health of a ton of those Demons of Chaos units around him. The Fiends did pretty well. The thing is, they don't have... Without the no, not Furies. Without the Horrors, they don't really have a good way to target single entities, I guess. So, at least they died doing what they love. But yeah. The Frozen Heart of Winter, for once I'm seeing an Elemental Bear doing well in a fight. So that is a very good stuff from Kislev. Getting some pretty good damage done with that single entity. You don't really see them a lot. Griffin Legion did okay, but Demons of Chaos, Bringers of the Garment, they're just a bit too glass cannony, took a bit too much damage, but the Bloodletters did really well, considering they usually don't even earn back their own value. And yeah. The mobility was a bit meh, I suppose. The Pox Riders was not a good pick. Perhaps more Fiends would have been better. But anyways, that is it for this Kislev versus Demons of Chaos. Next up, we have Sipa going with his. Is that a 20 stack? That is a 20 stack Chaos Dwarf army versus Norsca. Usually, I would say Norsca has the advantage in this matchup. I mean, it's very rare to not have an advantage over the Chaos Dwarf matchup, so, yeah. There's that. But Phoenix King, yeah, going for oh wait, no, Familiars, yay! My favorite unit, but they're the anti-large ones. I would say I would just bring the regular ones instead, since you can deal with Bull Center Renders with Skin Wolves. And stuff like Kadai Fireborn, you can probably just drop a Plague of Rust and you should be good. But anyways, let's just check out the army builds. Sipa going for a very complex box. A ton of just 10 laborers surrounding this whole build. A ton of laborers of oh, it's just a whole circle of laborers, orc laborers, goblin laborers surrounding some Chaos Dwarf warriors with a couple of fire glaives and 2 magma cannons. Haven't seen these guys in a while, and 1 Death Shrieker rocket launcher leading the army, a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire with a Burning Head and Fireball. On the other side of the battlefield, we have a front line of Marauders, second line of Throwing Axes Hunters, and then third line of more solid backbone Familiar Warriors with their heavy armor, anti-large, and armor piercing. For mobility support, a bunch of Ice Wolves to slow down enemy mobility, and also Skin Wolves for their anti-large in case you need to deal with Bull Center Renders, which 90% of the time the Chaos Dwarfs will bring it. This is one of the 10%. Leading the army, Wolfric the Wanderer with his Lore of Boats and also Fight or Die for that melee attack buff. Shaman Sorcerer of Death with only Spirit Leech, and yeah, that's it for the army builds. Now let's get the battle started. Actually, yeah, let's go for a fast forward again as the Magma Cannon and Death Shriekers will be firing away. Magma Cannon absolutely missing like crazy. Okay, this is a minor damage to Marauder Hunters, but yeah. Shaman Sorcerer of Death getting hit with the Death Shrieker, the Rocket Launcher, but I would say the better target might be either Familiar Warriors or the Skin Wolves. But yeah, right now, Magma Cannon doing some substantial damage to the Marauder infantry. The problem really are the monsters of Norsca. I don't know if... Oh, Familiar Warriors actually might not be a good choice since they do have 45% missile resistance. But yeah, the monster would be a main issue for the Chaos Dwarfs to deal with since they only have pretty much infantry. I don't see any anti-large options here. And also, Marauder Hunters, yeah, would be a good target for the Magma Cannons since they will annihilate any artillery machine if they can get into firing range. So Magma Cannons really need to nuke them before they can get into combat. Burning Hat and the Magma Cannons combined would be useful in this regard, but Phoenix King is a pretty good player, so he might be able to notice those Burning Hats cast early enough and start dodging. So yeah, things are going to be hard. Oh, Berserkers are getting targeted this time. I feel like, oh no, I feel like this is, it would have been a better option. It would have been a better option to keep Magma Cannons shooting at the Marauder Hunters. Wolfric being targeted by the Death Shrieker rocket launcher and he is taking a ton of damage. Hiding behind trees doesn't necessarily help since the Death Shrieker rocket launcher does fire it in an arc. Although there's not much trees between the Death Shrieker and Wolfric himself anyways. He is starting to move around and managed to dodge that shot. Now over here, Magma Cannon missing that shot. Over here, having a bit better luck at shooting at the throwing axes and are doing some pretty good damage. Fireglaves firing at the Familiar Warriors doing some noticeable damage, but nothing too crazy since they do have that 45% missile resist. Spirit Leech onto the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire, slowly draining away his health, and throwing axes are getting into range. Norsca is trying to overload this slave labor front line here, sending everything into melee combat, and the Chaos Dwarfs will struggle to contain this Norscan push, as a lot of their expensive units are just forming the rear of the box, unable to hold back the tide, the sheer tide of Norscans. Lure of Bolts is unleashed, going through a bunch of Infernal Gods, not doing any kills though, so nothing too substantial. But Infernal Gods with Fireglaves are in a bit of a pickle. They are blocked by their own friendly units, so they are unable to fire at the enemy monsters, and now their labor frontline have been pushed back and they themselves are falling victim to enemy melee combat. Wolfric also pushing into the fight in melee, and there's nothing to really help him in the fight. Spirit Leech draining away health of the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire, while the rest of the Chaos Dwarf box is also compromised. The Magma Cannons are unable to shut down the throwing axes in time. One of them is still firing, although the Burning Hat should be able to seal the deal. The problem is that all the melee units are on top of the Fireglaves and Magma Cannons, with nothing to really fight back those Norscan monsters. I think that might just be it for the Chaos Dwarf at this point. Does missile resist work on Death Shrieker rockets? Absolutely, yes. Trees should be destroyed if hit by artillery. That is also more programming work and might be just a whole different engine. Oh wait, no, that might not be a different engine, but yeah, it might be a lot more work. So I guess CA didn't really think about it. Plus, like, all the trees, they have to re-render all the trees into breakable assets. That is going to be a ton of programming work. And I don't think CA is going to spare... Like, they basically essentially have to remake the entire map if they make trees breakable. So I don't think CA is going to do it, man. I don't think so. Anyways, Magma Cannon firing point blank into the Marauder, so... I wish Burning Forest came back. Oh yeah, that attack 10 years. Oh shit, really? Oh, that would be neat. But I don't think trees were destructible in the early days of Total War, isn't it? So, yeah. Anyways, it is too late for them to remake the map, even if they bring back the old tech. So, yeah, I don't think that is going to be visible anyway. They make a new $100. Yep, absolutely they will. You know CA will break the map somehow if they overhaul everything under a tight time limit. So yeah. Anyways, the Chaos Dwarf box is collapsing entirely. All the laborers are running away. Even the Chaos Dwarf infantry are collapsing under the sheer weight of enemy monsters and infantry. And that shall be GG, with Norscans taking the win, proving that they are no longer the underdog faction, although they were just fighting the other underdog faction. So not much of a statement there, really. So yeah, Death Shrieker rocket launchers unable to do too much damage. Probably firing at the Skin Wolves might help, but yeah, they are just a faction that sucks right now. Most of their units are overpriced and underperformed. I don't see why I would want to play them. I usually play shitty factions, but even I don't want to play freaking Chaos Dwarfs, and that is saying something. But yeah, Wolfric with the Lore of Bolt and also sniping out the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire got a ton of damage. Femias did well on this one. The other not so much, but yeah. Overall, the Labor frontline does not stand up to a Marauder Rush. GG. Alright, we have 2 more replays, and then I think that's all the replays I received, unfortunately. Ugh. Alright, cool. Looks like Delta might not be able to send in the replay in time for the stream, so well, we'll just make do with what we have remaining. We have 2 more games, right? No, we have 1 more game. So yeah. Wait, no? Yeah, we have 1 more game. So that is a High Elf versus Nurgle game. And I think I've seen High Elf struggling quite a bit against the Nurgle armies here, since they don't really have the kind of anti-armor power. Well, they didn't used to have it, but now they have Fireborn, things might change. We'll just go into the fight now between Rusto as Nurgle versus Race as High Elves. There used to be a build that can reliably beat High Elves. There used to be a Nurgle build that can reliably beat High Elves. With a bunch of Nurgle Knights and heavy infantry, but right now things might be different since Fireborn does anti-large armor piercing. Let's stop the game for now. Actually, just play the game normally since it will take some time before the 2 army builds collide. Oh wait, shit! I have the longest battle from you. I just haven't downloaded it yet. Okay, we are ending the stream with a 20-minute fucking battle. Ugh. I just forgot to download it. Hey, sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I have the battle replay. Yeah, how did I forget about that? Okay, let me just quickly drop it into the replay files, and then yeah, it is gonna be a painful ending. But first we finish this first. A more sensible Nurgle versus High Elf battle. Front line of Chosen of Nurgle, very heavy armor, and on the flanks we have some Nurgle Knight and a Daemons Spew. In the skies we have the Angels of Decay, front line leading the army, Chaos Sorcerer, Lord of Nurgle of Death. And then on the other side of the battlefield we have a front line of Spears and 2 more Rangers for the High Elf. Oh wait, no, Sorcerer of Death, so Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, right? Yeah, it is just that, really. Anyways, for the High Elves, back to the High Elves, front line of Spears and Rangers mixed together, 3 archers with light armor. It is actually a very solid choice to bring the light armored version, because it is just 25 more gold, and then you get more defense and more armor, a bit more leadership as well. Just generally a tiny bit more money, but makes them a little bit more survivable against enemy mobility. A couple more spears to guard the rear, and then 4 mobility, 2 Elarian Reavers, and 1 Dragon Prince, and the other one, the Regiment of Renown version of Dragon Princes, Fireborn. Leading the army, Tyrion once again, supported by a Live Mage. This time, the Live Mage most certainly coming in to heal the Dragon Princes, not Tyrion. So, Tyrion coming in with Sunfang and Fate and Repulse. Fate and Repulse not necessarily useful against demonic units, but against just regular characters, that's fine for sure. Oh, there's also an Exalted Hero of Nurgle with their armor-piercing attacks, which is nice to goon enemy characters. But anyways, we'll do a bit of fast forward here as Nurgle slowly approaching in the High Elf front line, and there. The Nurgle army is very small. Oh, 50 more gold? Oh, they use... Oh, they... Archer light armor is 50 more gold. Okay, I must have mistaken then. Anyways, a bit of a... What spell is coming in? Fate of Buna onto the Dragon Princess, not the Fireborn. I guess the Nurgle Sorcerer Lord just wanted to dump spells in as soon as possible. But here comes a regrowth to counteract that Fate of Buna direct damage. Basically nullifying the enemy's direct damage spell, and because regrowth is cheaper, it is actually not necessarily worth the cost for the Nurgle army. But anyways, the Dragon Princes are healing, so having 8 seconds left to counteract that dreaded Fate of Buna spell. On the other side, Elven Reavers getting absolutely shredded by Chaos Knights, and also Angels of Decay firing onto more of these Dragon Princes, trying to shoot away their health with their Dev's Head. At the back line there, the High Elves are in a bit of a trouble. Some of these Elven Reavers are broken off, while the Chosen are just a bit too tough for Spears and Rangers to deal with. And Dragon Princes also taking more and more damage under the Dev's Head's fire. But the Dev's Head themselves, the Angels of Decay, are prime targets for the Archers' point blank shooting. Though no Archers, no, one Archer unit is firing at them and doing some nice damage. However, the Dragon Princes have taken quite noticeable damage so far. Is that a Stream of Corruption? That is no, that is not a Stream of Corruption, right? No, that is Sunfang, right? What am I thinking about? Sunfang against Chosen, not necessarily the most effective use, but there are not a lot of targets to use it on. Might as well just dump the ability out somewhere and get some value out of it. Fireborn cycling around on the battlefield, Rangers getting slapped by Chosen, slowly being ground down. Some of the Archers are getting dragged into melee fights by the Chaos Knights. The Angels of Decay are still firing, but they themselves are getting fired upon by some Archers as well. So they have been taking quite a bit of damage. Perhaps they should just jump onto the Archers and shut them down, but never mind, there are the Fireborn nearby, and they do not want to be in this fight. Tyrion, while we are off looking at other units, Tyrion has just been busy chasing down the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. He is taking some damage from the Exalted Hero, but he is very adamant in killing off the Nurgle caster, denying them from any more Spirit Leeches and Fate of Buna, which one of the Fate of Bunas are cast on and Fireborn, draining away their health away. So taking some quite noticeable losses, but a regrowth, if it comes in anytime soon, should be able to fix that. But yeah, Nurgle Knights are fighting just fine. The other one of them has been routed, right? One of them must have been routed already and even shattered, since there's only one still staying around. And the Archers have been protected quite well by the High Elves, since the Nurgle build is so very narrow. It doesn't really matter if they don't leave that many units at the back line. All they need to take care of are a couple Nurgle Knights and just keep shooting at the Angels of Decay. The Daemons build are slowly but surely beating the Spears, but they themselves have taken quite a bit of damage in the process. They must have been charged by something like the High Elf mobility, so they have taken quite a bit of damage. They managed to rout the Spears, but that might be too late to shut down the Archers now that they are turning their targets onto the enemy Chosen. Angels of Decay have pulled back, trying to stay out of range from the Archers. Now they are moving in to keep shooting at the Fireborn, keep throwing their Death's Head at the enemy units, trying to use that AP value to their advantage. What is the missile strength? 500. Okay, 60 AP per shot. That is a lot of damage. And yeah, they're doing a lot of damage to the Elven Reavers. And being a regiment of renown, I think that's what makes them special, is that they have a ton of ammo to shoot. So being an expensive melee cavalry, which also happens to have a ton of armor-piercing missiles, that is very effective in doing damage. And at the same time, the Exalted Hero has been beaten up by Tyrion soundly, leaving only the Nurgle caster, the Death caster, the Nurgle Sorcerer Lord of Death, still around to run down some isolated elements of High Elf Archers. One of the Dragon Princes, are they routed? No. Oh, the Dragon Princes are still here. They're tattered but not broken. The the Fireborn are still roaming the battlefield. They are still at a quarter of HP and 35 unit models, so a lot of DPS still remains. And there's not a lot of stuff that can kill them now, other than the Angels of Decay and maybe another Fate of Buna. There's not much threats to them in this remaining fight, as the Chosens cannot catch up to the much faster High Elf mobility. Angels of Decay will have to focus on shooting the Fireborn, but they themselves will get shot by the Archers, so they need to be careful. It looks like it's another Fate of Buna, or is it a Spirit Leech? Oh no, the Angels of Decay are charging into the Archers, which exposes them to a countercharge from the Fireborn. If they could have waited a few more seconds, just let the Fireborn die from the Fate of Buna, they would have lived. But alas, that is probably the end for the Angels of Decay. And without those mobility, there is not much else to keep disrupting Archers. Thankfully, at least, Archers are not alone, no more fireborn to protect them, but the Dragon Princes are still around. With Tyrion's help, they absolutely destroyed this poor exalted hero. And the Chosen will try to catch up with the Archers. Unfortunately, they're not gonna do that. They're just too heavy, too slow on their own 2 feet. Rangers are all dead, actually. But yeah, the Chosen will try to screen out Tyrion for their Liege Lord, but here comes a regrowth, keeping Tyrion alive, while the rest of the Archers keep firing until they're out of ammo, and then they might have to go into a melee fight, Spirit Leech draining away the rest of the health of the Dragon Princes. But right here, the Death Caster has been caught out by the 2 characters. He would just have to keep running, keep trying to run, keep luring Tyrion into those melee fights against Chosen. But this is taking quite some time, I suppose. Yeah, the Nurgle Sorcerer Lord just have to keep running away from Tyrion, while the Chosen will have to try and duke it out against Tyrion. Tyrion receiving yet another regrowth. How many regrowths has that been? Like 3 or 4 now, it must have been. But yeah, regrowth have just been keeping Tyrion alive, but funny enough, the Mage of Life actually slapped the poor Nurgle Sorcerer Lord. The Death Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Oh, oof. Can you imagine the Mage of Life killed, beaten up the poor Sorcerer? But yeah, that is the end of the semi-finals, I think. Between Rustle and Race? Or was it? Oh no, that was game 2, so. Wait, no. Wait, there's a semi-final between 2 players, actually. Hold on a second. Wait, yeah, I forgot a game between... Yeah, I think I forgot the game between Norsca and Elves. Right, anyways, we still need to see Norscan's defeat. Wait, do we have Norscan's defeat? Wait, shit. Norscan versus... Oh, I missed out Phoenix King. Okay, we still have 2 battles, boys. Norscan versus Kislev, and... The fuck? Oh yeah, we still have 2 more battles. I missed out on a couple of replay files. So we shall get them. Give me a second. 3 more battles to go before we end the stream, so good stuff. Rusto versus Race would be a victory of the High Elves. As Tyrion reigns supreme in this melee fight. And the Chosen we're just simply crushed by balance of power. I guess they probably could have won it in terms of sheer melee in the end. It's just, yeah, with only infantry left, and then Tyrion is still fighting, crushing them in balance of power. Yeah, that is the end. MVP Mage of Life. Something skill lack AP is ridiculous. I don't think it's a problem, since it's like a cheap AoE breath attack. I think it's fine for it to lack AP. Like, if I have 1 AP casting, they have options, including Searing Doom and stuff like Pit of Shades. I don't think adding another AP casting is a great thing for balancing. For the High Elves. Alright, cool. Okay, let's check out replays. Right, we forgot about this one. And then we have the semifinals between High Elves and Norsca. So yeah, let's go for Norsca versus Kislev, and then yeah, we'll go for the rest. Fiery Convocation. Oh, Fiery Convocation, I almost forgot about that. But Fiery Convocation still has a long lineup time, so nobody really uses him unless they're bringing it as a bound spell on Techless Toolkit. So there's that. Anyways, Phoenix King, this time D tier faction going up against S tier faction. Maybe this is where we can finally say Norsca is OP and good enough. And doesn't need buffs. Actually, no, they need buffs. I want to play them more. Please CA, give them some love. I guess they probably will receive something in the Khorne DLC. We shall see. What do you mean fire configuration is almost impossible to... Oh. Oh wait, no, they reduced the casting wind-up time now. Actually, yeah. Okay, it's harder to dodge now, but impossible to dodge is something I think the Dom player has been saying, not the Land Battles player. I can't dodge it just because I don't pay attention to spell casting. Doesn't mean that it's not dodgeable. But yeah, anyways, for the army builds here, front line of Marauders and some Marauder Berserkers, and on the flanks we have some Norsca Warhounds and the Skin Wolves, standard stuff, backed up by a couple Familiar Warriors with great weapons. I guess this makes more sense in this matchup with their anti-large against heavy cavalry. Wolfric leading the army once again with Lore of Boats and Fight or Die, plus a War Mammoth on the War Shrine. I mean, with the War Shrine is on it, but yeah, you get what I mean. Caster, we have a Metal Caster with Searing Doom and Plague of Rust to reduce enemy armor, which is nice to synergize with the Berserkers. Just drop that on the Cursars, Armored Cursars, and watch the Berserkers tear them a new one. Armored Cursars in the front line for Kislev, going for a very campaigny build, not gonna lie. This straight line here is prime time for a Sea Fang. I was just coming back from the Sun Fang, so it took me a second to think about the Fangs, okay? Anyways, it's a Sea Fang of... especially, they both start with an S. They are both 7 letters long, 2 syllables. Just too much common ground between the two abilities. Items, I mean. But yeah, anyways, this is a prime line for a Sea Fang along the line. And but yeah, anyways. Backed up by some Ice Guard with Glaives and a single Corsairs with Spears, 2 Griffin Legion, 1 Bear Riders. And leading the army, we have, interesting, we have a Boyar with a Frost Maiden of Ice Magic, Ice Shard, and Ice Shard is a bound magic missile, Ice Maiden's Kiss to clear out enemy blobs, and that's it for army builds. Now let's just get the battle started. A little bit of fast forward here, since they are both lacking in terms of long-range firepower. Norscans going for a surround. I do appreciate the Familiar build though, so the Norscans should not have too much of a problem. Oh no! Oh no! La Luna La Pruna got lured out with the Norscans retreating and going for a surround on the flanks there. Warhounds jumping onto the Winged Lances. Oh, these are Winged Lances, not Griffin Legion. Okay, never mind. My mistake. But yeah, Warhounds get absolutely trampled by the Winged Lances, though. Oh no, some of the Corsairs of Spears marching up too far ahead. I assume La Luna La Pruna is like a newer player, so yeah, you can see that he didn't really held his formation and got easily wrecked in this fight. Unlike the last time where he actually held the formation with the Kislev army against the Demons of Chaos, this time he just let the Norscans draw out all his units, allowing the Norscan army to just isolate certain elements, surround it, and beat it up. Like the Berserkers beating up the Armored Cursar doesn't really even need that Plague of Rust. Armor Sundering from the Familiars is enough to help the Berserkers win out this trade, and also the War Mammoth is in the back line, trampling some Ice Guard. They might be anti-large, but against a reckless charge of the giant woolly elephant/mammoth. Yeah, they're not gonna stand up against that. Warbear Riders here going up against Familiars and Skin Wolves. I think they charge the Skin Wolves, but here comes the anti-large armor piercing and armor sundering Familiar Warriors, getting that charge, and then the Marauders coming in for support as well. Warbear Riders will start taking damage. But Marauder Berserker is not having a great time against Armored Corsairs by themselves, but that's fine. The rest of the Norscan army is winning. One of the Armored Corsairs has been beaten up. Mammoths, yeah. Anyways, Winged Lances are getting charged by the Skin Wolf, so not great for them, getting anti-large attacked. And Warfric is just roaming the battlefield. He doesn't really want to fight the Boya against not one-on-one head-on, so he will be fighting something else or just moving away. A little bit of an ice shot shooting at one of the Familiar Warriors, not even able to kill them since they have enough leadership to get that from the miss. 20% missile resistance plus their own 25%, so a whole 45% missile resistance. Anyways, Boya is going up against Wolfric the Wanderer, but he is deciding to nope out of the fight. No, just animation issues. Anyways, Seafang going on to Ice God with Glaives, nuking them around down to half health, while the Warbear Riders have been surrounded and beaten up by the Skin Wolves and Familiar Warriors. Since the Familiar Warriors does Armor Sundering, plus the anti-large bonus of the Skin Wolves, that synergizes really well between the two units, and that armored monstrous cavalry will be dumpstered in the melee fight, which is rather rare for them, really. But yeah, War Ramos are jumping onto yet another armored Kossals. Now the Kislev army is pretty much falling apart. Fimmoth? No, it's the Fimmoths, or something like that. Steering them onto the Ice Guard, just trying to chip away their health. Slowly working down their HP. Armored Kossals are still fighting. But yeah, it is only a matter of time before they fall to the glory of the War Mammoth. But the War Mammoth has other targets in mind, like these Ice Guards. And yeah, while over here, Skin Wolf surrounding the Boya, and Wolfric decided to get out of that fight here. He doesn't want to deal with an armor-piercing single entity. With he does only anti-imagery. Okay, but anyways. Ice Maiden's Kiss chipping away the health of these Berserkers, but these Berserkers, still having almost half health, should have no problem cleaning up the rest of these Armored Kossals, especially when their armor are sundered. While the Armored Kossals here receiving a bit of Searing Doom, getting their health worked down, while the Familiar Warriors are still fighting nicely at the backline, beating down on those Winged Lances. Over here we have some Marauders beating up some Armored Kossals, while Familiar Warriors are jumping onto the Winged Lances. We can probably do a fast forward here, as it is pretty much cleanup duty for the Norscan army. It is balance of power is relatively even, but as long as Wolfric can stay the hell away, not like this, dude. Stay the hell away from the Boya and let other units deal with him, like the Skin Wolf. Skin Wolf would be a good unit with their anti-large, although Wolfric seems to be getting some hits in onto the Boya. While the Boya is a bit distracted by the Skin Wolves themselves, not really hitting Wolfric, and yeah, Plague of Rust also reducing his armor nicely, allowing Wolfric's, he's on horseback, so not much armor piercing weapon strength, so allowing Wolfric's hits to land more, to do more efficient damage and killing off the Boya, and that is truly the end game now, as the Boyas dies, the rest of the Kislev army breaks, activates a little bit of Borrow Blood to keep them in the fight for a bit, but after that, it is just gonna be GG. It's very strange that Norscan doesn't have access to Marauders with Chaos Marks. I agree with that. They should have those. And even Marauder Champions should have access to the marks of Chaos. They will one day, I'm sure. That would be great. But yeah. Skin Muffs. Skin Mirrors. That is what it is. Mammothins. But look at the Mammothine. It paid for itself. We haven't seen the Mammoths paying for themselves for a long time. But yeah, Familiar Warriors did pretty well. All things considered, one of them actually beat up the Warbear Rider, so spectacular performance. Marauders did okay. But Berserkers, one of them did fine. Skin Wolves, one of them managed to shred some Warbear Riders, which is great. The other one, not so much, getting beaten up instead, I think. Oh yeah, no, one of them beat up the Warbear Riders and then got beaten up in the process as well, but they got regeneration to come back. I want Mammoth of Nurgle. Or Khorne. Bro, all these units should go into the undead roster. They should all be undead. Like, oh shit, let me just, forgot something. Let me just quickly set this thing aside. But Slaanesh, I said? Slaanesh elephant? Yeah, it's 4 chunks instead of 1. That is some tentacle hentai porn or something. I would tell you that much. So no, I don't think Slaanesh elephant would work here. Not for a ratings perspective. But honestly, I feel like all of those stuff you guys just said should go straight to the undead roster. If anything, they should be the one able to bring back like giant monsters. Give me Khorne Mammoth. But yeah, no. I mean, if some modders want to take up this task, feel free. But it would be funny. It would be funny, absolutely. It's Change Elephant shooting warp fire from the trunk. Imagine Change Elephant having breath attacks. That would be funny. But yeah, the Mammothant actually paid for itself. Wolfric did some good work as well. He is relatively cheap if you just bring Seafang and Fight or Die and plop him on a horse. But yeah, otherwise, pretty good performance for the Norscan army. Kislev, unfortunately, they got dragged out of position way too much. Even then, the Ice Guard managed to get back some solid value, fighting all those Norscan monsters in melee, getting some really good solid value overall. And yeah, Nagash, the Rise of His Skins, 35. No DLC. No, they're gonna sell individual units, individual animal units, in their DLCs. But to be fair, if they can actually make a chaos themed mammoth, that would be cool. Like, it is reskin, but it still takes a bunch of work to develop those textures and add on those assets and design the unit models in general. It's not like it's not minimal work. It might be less work than just changing a unit's color, but they're still adding stuff to it. So it's not like it is still, the artwork might be simple, but it's still gonna slap. That's I think so far the only thing that hasn't disappointed me in Warhammer 3, or maybe the only thing hasn't disappointed me yet, is pretty much the art team. It has been solid for everything so far. I mean, there are some reskin units here and there, but even then, the thematic units are still very solid in their color schemes and all that. I'll buy it if it has Zora, zombies, and skeletons. I think you'll have to ask modders of this one. I think you'll have to ask modders for this one. Anyways, next battle we have the High Elves versus Norscans. No, the Norscans didn't bring regular familiar warriors. This might be it. They can't break through the spear line. No. Anyways, yeah, without the regular familiars. Oh no, they don't have the skin wolves to deal with enemy cavalry. That's the problem here. I mean, I guess familiar warriors. How do we join these battles? This is awesome. Go to Discords, like the Night Crew. Okay, I'll just send a few Discord links. The spear line is not the problem, it's the fireborn, right? Okay, anyways, links, if you want to join these kind of battles, I will drop a few Discord links onto the chat and you can just join those. Okay, the Under Empire Discord is Human Boy Yes Yes battles. Is Human Boys Yes Yes Discord, which is quite nice for, especially nice if you're a new player. Go in, sign up for the Red Ogre role, and then you will have access to the Help It chat, which is new players and instructors only. So you are either a new player or you are there to help out new players. So, and you can ask questions about the factions you want to play or play against, and also only Red Ogres can join the new player tournaments held by tournament host Human Boy Yes Yes, and he's also a very solid content creator. But you should be able, you probably already know about him. He's a much bigger content creator than me on YouTube anyway. So yeah, so there's that. He does regular new player tournaments. So yeah, definitely solid stuff to check out. And I do have a another recommended Discord for it's the Night Crew Clan Discord. That is where I host tournaments on Wednesdays usually, including this Wednesday faction wars. Sometimes I would hold tournaments in my own Discord, which I use specifically for tournaments with a little bit more logistic pressure, where we will have to like post screenshots of army builds and all of that. But generally I host tournaments on the Night Crew Clan Discord, there's also another content creator, Tequila Sunset, who hosts champion lord specific tournaments. So pick a lord and play with it the whole tournament. That is what Tequila Sunset hosts on Thursdays, and on Fridays it is a Friday night fight, which is a tradition continued from years ago, held by a whole different player, but he would reach out to different casters to get them cast those Friday night fight tournaments. But that player, unfortunately, he has been out of the scene for a while. I haven't seen him since forever, but we carried on that tradition with I picked up the torch for a bit, but I couldn't consistently cast. So instead, Tequila Sunset picked up the mantle and is consistently, regularly casting on Fridays. Unfortunately, I've got stuff to do occasionally on Fridays, so I can't really cast them. But thankfully, Tequila Sunset took over, and we have Friday night fights on a weekly basis ever since. Now, anyways, back to the tournament at hand. Enough of me rambling about all those different tournaments. For tournaments right here, we have High Elves versus Norsca. High Elves going for a Spear and Ranger mixture of a front line, supported by some Loven Seaguard and Archers with light armor. Further back, more Spears to protect the backline, and a few Mobility, Fireborn, and 2 Illyrian Reavers. In the skies, we have a Life Mage with Earthblood Regrowth, and also an Arcane Phoenix, providing even more fire damage and a bit of a blob clearing power with their Vortex ability. For the front line of Norscan, we have the Marauders plus Marauder champions, backed up by 3 Familiar warriors with great weapons, and then a few more Marauder horse masters, and I think there are more Marauder horsemen. No, just some Marauder horse masters on the flank, and that's it for the army builds. Now let's get the battles started while I get a quick drink of water just to hydrate myself a bit here. We have all right, let's get the battle started. Yeah, Wolfric the Wanderer pushing up with Shaman Sorcerer of Death. Oh, Shaman Sorcerer of Death with Spirit Leech and Fate of Funa as usual, but Regrowth would be a very nice counter to this spell combo. Now the Marauder Horse Masters are hiding in the trees already, probably trying to scout out any Vanguard deployment units, but more importantly just don't want to get shot by archers, I think. But yeah, anyways, we can do a bit of fast forward here as Phoenix King is trying to circle around, while Race will be holding position and slowly moving up. Phoenix King is really taking his time in this battle. Fast forwarding is the right decision. But yeah, right off the bat, already a Vortex onto the Marauder champions from the Arcane Phoenix. Good. The good thing is that the Marauder champions are not really sucked in by the Vortex. The Vortex doesn't really have the control effect like a Pit of Shade, so the Marauder champions simply walk through. Oh no, Wolfric is caught in the melee fight against the Arcane Phoenix, so here comes the Familiar Warriors to the rescue, but Wolfric still took some damage in the process. And now the Rangers are screening for the 2 big birds, and they should be able to pull out of their own troops. While at the back there, the archers are pretty much secured, nothing really to challenge these High Elf mobility, and they're just firing into the front line. A little bit of Lore of Bolts nuking all these spears and allowing some of these Familiar Warriors and Norscan champions to rush into the backline and start hitting up these Loven Seaguard. Champions would be able to kill off Loven Seaguard without any issue. Oh no, these spears are straight up shattering. But the mobility are getting pressured on the Norscan side as their Illyrian Reavers are pushing forward. The spears are immediately shredded by the combination of champions, boat, and the Familiars, but here comes a counter charge from the Illyrian Reavers trying to stop this rush, and they're taking quite a bit of damage in the process, especially when Fireborn are beating their brethren on the other side. Champions are taking a lot of damage in the process as well, but Fate of Funa is deleting the Fireborn with a Regrowth counteracting it. Even Spirit Leech, that's a lot of damage going on to one single unit. Even Wolfric and the Shaman Sorcerer of Death are in the fray, trying really hard to beat back the Fireborn. But yeah, the Familiar push is in a bit of an issue right now as they are stopped by the sheer amount of spears in the back line, getting tied down in melee. Wolfric is trying to beat down the Arcane Phoenix with the help of some Familiars, and the Murder Champions are screening away this, keeping the spears behind the front line, allowing Wulfric and the Familiars to keep fighting the good fight against the Arcane Phoenix. Unfortunately, the Familiars are kind of stuck in a bunch of spears right now, and they're taking a lot of damage from the surrounding archers. They lost their from the miss ability because their leadership is down to less than half, so they don't no longer have that kind of missile damage reduction against all these missile firepower. And with a charge from the Fireborn, they are also getting pushed back. 2 Familiars have been lost, only 1 is left, and a Sea Fang, though, doing some good damage against the Loven Seagull. Archers continue to fire at the Murder Horse Masters. Unfortunately, they probably should start circling around and start running into some of these archers with light armor just to shut down that high of firepower. But right now, Norsca is on a bit of a back foot as the Horse Masters are running out of health. I wouldn't bring the Murder Horse Master in this matchup, honestly. I would just bring Skin Wolves and get a bit more anti-large fighting power here, and also for more mobility to disrupt enemy backline, because right now there's not enough disruption in the backline and the archers are able to keep firing away, earning back their value overall. Loven Seagull should be doing fine as well. Yep, they did fine. And Fireborn should have a ton of value at this point. Good value, not a ton. But the fact that the Norscans don't have any healing is definitely hurting them, allowing the High Elves to pull ahead in terms of balance of power, dropping multiple regrowths over the course of battle. Spirit Leech once again onto the Fireborn, trying to slowly work away the rest of their HP. Throwing javelins into them would also be a good way to slowly whittle them down. And the Murder Champions are slowly working their way through the enemy infantry. Arcane Phoenix is still fighting the good fight against Wulfric here. Wulfric hasn't taken much damage throughout the course of battle, which is a great thing. Though the Archmage of Life has taken a lot of damage, though. Down to almost no health right now. A couple of Spirit Leech will be able to finish her off. But I suppose the Death Sorcerer is more focusing... The Death Shaman Sorcerer is more focusing on finishing off the Fireborn instead. Not sure if this is the best option right now. And a lot of Bolts was trying to wreck these poor Rangers and Spears, but the problem is that there's still a very healthy unit of Loven Seagull alongside some light armored archers at the back line. So, oh no, an Arcane Phoenix receiving that regrowth once again. Although the Vortex ability is dropped a little bit off center, so not really hitting up all these Murder Champions, a bit of a miscast. But overall, High Elves is definitely getting ahead in the balance of power. Loven Seagull are still fighting, and the couple of archers are just continuously harassing the Murder Horse Masters, and because they are just Murder Horse Masters, they are quite expensive and doesn't have any shields to block enemy firepower, so they're taking a lot of damage from these anti-skirmish firepower, and they will be seen off by those High Elf archer line. Fireborn surrounding both Wulfric and the Deathcaster, and it's doing some very good damage over time. They are on their last legs, but they are an elite regiment of renown, and they will fight till the last few soldiers remaining. And that shall probably be it for the rest of the build, for the rest of the battle, as the Norscan champions are worn down by the sheer amount of spears and ranger and the archer firepower. Just a ton of those pointy stakes in various lengths from the High Elves. Yeah. Don't like, hey, race deployed in the corner. Don't blame me for fighting. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We used to host Friday night fights. I used to host Friday night fights, and I think occasionally we have Gojira hosting it as well. And then Tequila came into the scene and he started hosting it occasionally as well. Because I am the bigger streamer, so I think that's why Cool Umbrella reached out to me first. Also, I started streaming earlier, so that's probably why. And then I was like, yeah, sure. I think it started off as Cool Umbrella wanting to host Friday night fights as a thing, and he was like, hey, do you want to cast the battles? I was like, yeah, sure. And yeah. And then it is mostly Cool Umbrella hosting. It is like an event of his, so like he makes the rules and all that. But I and other casters like Gojiras and who I don't think he has been active lately, but Gojira definitely hosts some streams with Friday night fights as well. And guys, we're not done yet. We have a 20-minute Nurgle/Tinge box to go through. So stay tuned. Stay tuned if you're happy to join me till the very painful end. But right now the spears did okay, but I think it is mostly the healing crushing the Norskins in terms of sheer balance of power. And the archers, yeah, the archers did a lot of damage against the enemy skirmishers. Yeah, not a lot of damage on the other units. Okay, Fireborn did a lot of damage, but mostly how did the champions got worn down actually? I guess they have to fight through a bunch of spears, and I guess Fireborn cycle charges and Arcane Phoenix. But even then, damn, that's a lot of heavy infantry that didn't got their value by fighting spears and rangers. That is strange. But yeah, anyways, battle performances for the two characters of Norscan did spectacularly. Unfortunately, Famir's, for some reason, they got absolutely shredded by those archers. That is why I would say bring the cheaper anti-infantry variant instead of the more expensive anti-large. Like, they have good enough armor piercing anyways. They will fight decent into enemy cavalry. You are better off getting other units like mobility to harass enemy backline, or just get more mobility, and also get a cheaper javelin unit would be helpful as well. I wouldn't bring Marauder horsemen at all. I wouldn't bring Marauder horses at all. None of the variants nor the horse masters. I wouldn't bring any of them into the matchup against High Elf, since they always can field a ton of archers to shoot your horses up. So yeah, I would just cut them out, turn the Famirs into regular ones, and just get some Skin Wolves and maybe some Beasts of Tasnar. Yeah. So yeah, that is it for this battle. The characters did their best, but unfortunately the rest of the armies didn't quite so carry their own weight. And there's no healing on the Norscan side, not even regeneration. So yep. Alright, one last battle, and then we are off for the night. Oh, we have gone through this army build, but yeah, anyways, 4 units of regular Marauders, 2 units of Exalted Bloodletters, 4 Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, 2 Furies, and 1 Blood Shrine for the leadership and attack buff, Valkia the Bloody, plus a single Karanak to silence enemy caster. Spear Slopnir and Demon Shield are on Valkia, and no other abilities, no passive damage reduction ability. Anyways, on the other side, we have the Marauder Horsemen of Tinge. I guess there are some leftover funds for some skirmishing firepower. But in the skies, we have the Shrieking Sky Rays, a box of 3 Halberd Chaos Warriors of Tinge. I would say cut the Marauder Horsemen and just get chosen with halberds. That might have been a better call. Maybe even cut the Shrieking Sky Rays. And that is the ultimate blob, degeneracy and stuff like that. Sour Guts and 2 Armor Sundering Weird Spawns and regular Chaos Spawns. And then we have the Changeling turned into Kugath Platefighter with all his spells. So yeah, we have this guy chugging out explosions, shitty vomit explosions all over the place, and chipping the health off the Marauder Horsemen. Sour Guts will be firing at the Marauder Horsemen of Khorne here, chipping away their health. We can probably fast forward a bit, as the throwing axes will get close, but they don't want to stay around for too long because they're just gonna get shot by Sour Guts, while the rest of the throwing axes are definitely gonna be key in shooting up the Changeling slash Kugath. Now, throwing axes are targeting Kugath Platefighter, with a Prey of Blood God pinning them down for now. Halberds will be moving up, trying to screen off these throwing axes. They should start maneuvering to another spot and start shooting, keep adding that pressure onto the Changeling, while the Exalted Bloodletters should be able to cleave asunder these Chaos Warriors of Tinge, no problem at all. Though the Platefighter's Oration, that 24 melee defense added bonus, would keep them in the fight for a bit there. Furies, though, unfortunately getting slaughtered in melee combat, while Kugav is actually getting annihilated in melee combat. Karanak and Valkia both are targeting this expensive piece of a demon single entity, and while the rest of the infantry keep those units, team support units away from Kugav himself. Kugav / Changeling was crumbling for a second there, but managed to restore his leadership. If there's a heal coming in as well, that would be key, but looks like Kugav is going down. And yeah, Wounded Prey lowering his melee defense doesn't help either, and now all the infantry flooding in to really work through the rest of the HP of Weird Spawns and the Chaos Warriors of Tinge. How did this take 20 minutes? Is that enough models? Yeah, both sides have enough models, so yeah, no issue there whatsoever. But yeah, looks like the Exalted Bloodletters are cutting through all the remaining halberds without any issues. The Doggo really helped sniping out Kugav. Oh wait, yeah, that's why there's no healing for Kugav. This is actually a really good anti-blob unit for Khorne, actually, the silencing, because that prevents blob units from casting spells. So yeah, no spell casting for Kugav, and he just got sniped. He couldn't even heal himself. And yeah, the rest of the army here will be finished off eventually. It's gonna take time. Throwing axes are running out of health. But yeah, the infantry-wise, they should be able to cut through those halberd warriors without issue. But yeah, that is the end with Kugav death. With Kugav death, there is no way to heal back up all the dead infantry, no way to mortis drain the rest of the Khorne units, and throwing axes alone can just shoot up everything on the Tinge side. As long as, of course, the Khorne can keep those throwing axes alive. How did this game cost you guys 20 minutes? Was it the lag? Scarbrand. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. With your battles, I assume the lag got you guys, and you guys had to play 20 minutes under lag. So that was a really painful one for you two, I assume, unfortunately. But yeah, getting Kugav early was key. Just shooting up that expensive piece of single entity. And the Marauders were just able to fight the good fight after that. And yeah. Changeling didn't get much damage, being sniped out early by a sheer amount of throwing axes and the two single entities sniping them out. Unfortunately, Karanak got grind down by the halberds, but that's fine. That's all. All he needs to do was help out the rest of the army, take down Kugav, and that's it. About it. Having that silencing aura to deny Nurgle from the healing and then kill him off. But yeah, GG to both players here. GG to everyone play in this game. I hope you had a good time playing the tournament. I know the kite belts might be a bit much to deal with, but otherwise I hope you enjoy your games. And yeah, that is it for today's stream. Oh, Sargas did fine actually. How did they die actually? Didn't really quite spot that. But I guess they got overloaded with Spear Slaanesh in the middle. And then a ton of stuff just getting thrown into the fight. Oh yeah, right, the Exalted Bloodletters and all that. But yeah. Anyways, that is the end for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoy the stream and enjoy the multiplayer action. We'll be taking a break next week. I won't be around to cast our host battle. So yeah, we'll be coming back a couple weeks later, hopefully. And I'm not sure what kind of event I want yet. Either it's going to be a regular Wednesday faction wars, or we will have a meme tournament. I'm not sure just yet. We will see. But most likely, yeah. But most likely, it's going to be a regular Wednesday faction wars. Actually, yeah. So yeah, we'll be seeing you guys by then. Or I'll see you in the next video. And yeah. That is it for today. Thank you for watching. I'm glad everyone showed up. We have a pretty good turnout today. And also, thanks for showing up to the stream, watching the tournament content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out.